yeah. UBK shit, man, One West. Hey. I'm a UBK nigga, I'm stuck in my ways. That's on them, letting cowards fill up they ranks. Goddamn, lost tribes got them following waves. Loyalty a lifestyle, nigga, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm a saint, no New Orleans, it's going up. Next spot, we at the B&B. I'm turned up, I pull up in the SRT. Burning rubber, hey, UBK shit. Look, met her at the club, told her pull up to the lobby. She know I'm in the coat, we're all black, no Illuminati. This my other half shit, I can't move without it. These my motherfucking brothers, yeah, what I'm gonna do without them, yeah. If it's beef, I can't wait to sink my teeth in. Niggas going overboard, they off the deep end. Why you tripping off that hoe? That's some weak shit. Told him put me in the game cause I love defense. Yeah, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Yeah, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Hey, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, I ain't gotta settle, I got options, ma. No, I stand on business, my name not TAZARYACH. I'll pop you with this pocket rock. Feed a nigga shells like a taco truck. Hey, this bitch got sound effects, it go pew pew pew. I ain't tripping on no drink, got bottles in a room. I'm in Durham, North Carolina, bitch, it's 12 a.m. Look at them, they ain't none of us and we ain't them. I told him put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Hey, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Hey, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Want me to call, yeah, yeah. UBK shit, man, you already know what it is. It's the 55th annual Passover, man, turn up. We gon' do this shit the UBK way, not the other way. You hear me? Yeah, yeah.
Let me get this on. Let me get this on. I'm a noble figure. Local niggas, they be so offended. One West world, this global business.
Hold on, let me ask y'all a question. All y'all niggas in the same school and all that?
Hell, fuck yeah.
So none of y'all niggas smoke weed?
Fuck no.
Don't fold if you say you win it. I was molded to it, now fit it. Can't control, this the highest limit. Killer shit, but this an honest living. Gotta get it, ain't no time for wishing. The time is now, better pay attention. In my city, you can feel the tension. A terror squad, no pun intended. This ain't for you, but I recommend it. They know we coming, better clear the entrance. Shit get deep, but I keep digging. This how I look when you keep winning. Over time, I had to take the hint. Shine bright, sit behind the tents. One-on-one, I ain't in the mix. Ain't what you thought, better get a glimpse. Came up from a pedal bike. Pressing brakes, I ain't never liked. Whole time, I was taking risks. They don't play with me, cause they know I'm nice. Round form, I ain't even started. Transform, I ain't here to bargain. You on watch, better move with caution. Chains on me, I don't do this often. No error, this shit flawless. Reach for it, you become a target. It ain't worth it, better keep walking. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. I say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. It's about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. Don't wanna hear all that street shit. Me and my niggas on defense. Wonder who I was in my past life. Don't even matter, that peep this. Remember the days when I was a trooper. Stay on the path and it won't confuse you. Bars all, I'm the one to do it. I roll on ace like a flight maneuver. Try to trick me, I ain't never moving. Camouflage, I can blend into it. They better ride, I don't do the Ubers. Let them talk, I don't hear the rumors. A little suffer ain't really nothing. The way I'm stomping, better play the trumpet. You see me coming, better get the running. If they see me coming, better get the running. You ain't never seen it, you ain't never witnessed, you ain't never noticed, you ain't never focused. I was really waiting, I was really training. Sick and tired of being patient. I ain't never doubted, this was in the making. Use what I got, not in the wasted. But rapping and singing could never drink it. But I'm from the bottom, so I gotta make it. This ain't rapping, it's a damn warning. Late night to the early morning. Got a vision, I planned it out. They tried to stop me, but I kept going. I study plays, now I'm in the game, and it's all the same, but I had to change. You'll never crash if you in your lane. I can take the loss, cause it's all a game.
Yo, when Casamigos being in English? Drunk.
All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. I say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like pronto. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed.
We vibe, we lay, we purple, we gay, we jazz, love fame. deep if they want. I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. Yeah. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding general, your honor. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, thank you the shit, this truth, this shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Yeah. Yo, put a 1 in the chat if you could hear me. What does Cat say? Kenyan, I'm glad I didn't join this camp. I'm glad you ain't joined this camp either. Don't come here. We don't want you. And yet you here. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself useful, Kenyan. Go click the link at the top. That's what you could do. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, what's going down, y'all? Y'all already know every single Thursday, Lord willing, this is Cross the Line Radio. Who's in the house? We got Michael Love in the house. Adolphus Last. Who else is in here? Malak Zaquan. Domino Effect. Don't lie on God. Y'all better never lie on God. TAZARYACH. Who else is up here? Princess Nizam. You understand? I'm an Abath. Oh, it went so fast. I'm an Abath. Yahawada. Big ups to everybody. Kareem Smith. Yeah. So anybody who wants to join the live chat, y'all more than welcome. Captain TAZARYACH is supposed to be joining via, you understand, what the hell are we using? This ain't StreamYard. Via Restream, something like that. I don't know. There's a Restream link. We can share that. I don't know how the hell this works.
Keenan is already in the stream.
Oh, they already in the stream? Excellent. Let's hit the phone line first before we bring them on. You know what I'm saying? But big ups to everybody. Let's see who this is. You know what I'm saying? 770-709. You're on the Cross Line Radio. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, good evening. This is Tinsley calling from Atlanta, Georgia. How are you?
ATL in the house. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
No complaints. Thank you for asking. I just ended class with One West online, the class that just ended, and I'm new to this. I'm really new learning things with your class. Was it okay for a woman to ask a question just so I would know the instructions going forward?
Yeah, it's okay for you to ask questions, sis. That's the point when it comes down to class. Now, I don't know if you're married or not. Do you have a man?
No, I just asked a question. No, I'm single.
Okay.
And probably because they didn't see the question, but I was assuming maybe I broke a rule.
No. You know what it is? There's a lot of questions. And what happens is Thursdays, the general also gets into a specific topic. So at a certain point, he'll stop taking questions so that this way he can get into his actual topic. So, for example, like the current events was the attack that happened inside of New Orleans. So that was one of the topics that he had spoken of. So, but the reason why I said is because if you were to be in class with your man, you would let him ask the questions and have him teach you later. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, learn from your head directly. But since you said that you were single, sister, you could ask whatever questions that you want and continue to come to class.
Thank you so much. May I ask my question to you since I couldn't, because I wasn't able to receive an answer earlier?
For sure. What's your question?
Okay. And do you know who the Colossi people in Colossians 1:2 is, and why in verse 21? Well, are the Colossi people Israelites? And in verse 21 of Colossians 1, it said that they were isolated with God. But when I read all four of Colossians, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but for some reason at one time those people were isolated, like they did something wrong. If they are Israelites, what did they do wrong? And all of a sudden at the end of the chapter, it like the Most High God seek favor and love the people. And who was the person talking to the Colossus? And the second question I had is about, I was seeing on CNN of a shutdown, and any instructions or advice you could give someone like me and other women out there that, other than, of course, praying to the Most High God, but how to prepare for the second shutdown if CNN is correct.
Okay, so first thing that I would say is I'm gonna go in reverse order with your question. Get in contact with ISUPK Atlanta so that this way you can make yourself known and talk to the brothers out there, you know what I'm saying, who have been accumulating food and have evacuation routes and plans and are prepared for a disaster, you know what I'm saying, inside of every local area and demographic, so that this way you could get in contact with them, and that this way they could also give you the proper instruction according to, your area. Outside of that, what you were saying, all of the letters, all the epistles that was written by Paul. So, for example, these are different schools that Paul set up throughout Asia Minor, whether it's Corinth, Galatia, you know what I'm saying, that whether it's the book of Colossians, so on and so forth. Paul would go and he would set up a school, set up a church. That's what the churches were. There were schools. And in these schools, they were filled with Israelites. They were filled with the dispersed of Israel who were scattered And the reason as to why they were scattered is because they were either Hellenized or went into the way of the heathens. So now Paul is teaching them how to come back to their culture, how to come back to, you understand, the true faith. Now that Christ has come and Israel can repent and come back to the Most High, no matter what they had done. So he's writing these letters to schools that he already established based on the reports that he's heard of in his absence. So he leaves someone in charge. He gets a letter, reads the report, writes a letter back like, hey, I done heard this, I done heard that, and sends his lessons via mail. You know what I'm saying? So all of the entire Bible is about the Israelites, and these schools that were set up all throughout were filled with Israelites.
Okay, that answered and cleared up a lot of it. Thank you so much, and will do.
All right, shalom, sis.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, now bring me to what happened to Kenyan. Canaan. Come back. Now, who's this? Just saved. Hello. I'm looking at your pop.
Yeah. What's up?
What's going down?
What's going on?
How are you, man?
Oh, I'm blessed to the Lord. How are you?
I feel pretty blessed myself.
I hear y'all say Christians don't serve the Lord.
Yeah, hell nah, they don't.
Well, I'm a Christian from the streets. And what y'all promoting, violence, rapping at, gangster stuff, that's where I come from. So, gangster disciple, I come off the streets and God saved me off the streets. So, when you say a Christian, you mean some Christians. Because you got some bold Christians like Paul that started the church of the Black Hebrews with the Gentile, which you just lied to that woman. And now you're going to say, you're going to brand name all Christ-like, those who follow Yeshua, and say that they're not Christians, don't serve the Lord, don't serve God. When we know where he brought us from, I know where he brought me from.
I got you.
Put it like that.
I got you. Well, bless your Christian heart, brother. But let me explain to you like this, right?
Don't even call me a Christian. Just call me Christ-like, because y'all make that a bad. It's a bad name. Just call me Christ-like, Yeshua-like, the Christ, the Messiah, the anointed one. Put it like that.
I ain't calling you no anointed one. You called yourself a Christian. That was your self-label.
Christ-like. Christians mean Christ-like.
No.
We supposed to be Christian. We supposed to create into the image of Christ.
I'm just letting you know, like, if you don't know how to have a dialogue, we ain't even got to go back and forth.
Go ahead, man. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm just hitting you. I'm letting you know the real. Go ahead.
You identified yourself as a Christian, right? So now the Christians of today, they do not follow, you understand, quote unquote, the Christianity, using that term loosely, of the past. So what you're talking about with what Paul had established and the disciples, that doctrine is not what Christians of today are speaking of, which is why we put such a negative connotation on it, because the Christian church of today has failed our people. It's a place where you're supposed to go to learn morals, and instead you use grace as a license to sin.
No, Paul said, what grace abounds, sin abound. He said, God forbid. You can use it on that as format according to how you see it, but not according to the scripture. It shouldn't be used. Grace, he said, what sin abound, grace much more abound. But shall we continue in sin? And the Bible said, God forbid. So grace is not a license to sin. Paul said that. If you read that, he talks about that. So it's not a license to sin. He give us, even though we've been saved. So you can't say that. Now, some Christians may take advantage of that grace, and God would discipline his children. He said, those that know good will with many stripes. So you can't put every Christian in that category. Just, I can say y'all call yourself Black Hebrew Israelites or Hebrew Israelites, right?
Bring cap on. But yeah, we call ourselves Hebrew Israelites. But let me ask you something. You said you saved. The scripture says it's he who endures to the end that shall be saved. Did the end happen yet?
Listen to what I'm saying. When you say that means
I'm saying is answer my question. Listen to what I'm saying.
That's not. That's you put it in a different. You put it in a different context. Save means
No,
delivered.
I'm putting it. No, saved means to be spared from your enemies. That's the actual definition of salvation. So we can't just make up words. Like, listen, I know that in 2020, we're in 25 now. In 2025, everybody wants to make up definitions. They want to change the definition of what a woman is. We're not about to change the biblical definition of what saved and salvation means, when it means to be saved and spared from your enemies. So
That's what I said. Delivered.
That's not what you said. You said you're saved. So how are you saved if we're not at the end?
Listen what I'm saying, bro. When you said save unto the end, salvation cannot be lost. We have salvation. So that saved to the end means delivered. Yes, like delivered. You know, and I have to read that text because I don't go into the text and just pull out a text. I have to read
Bible
it
in front of you. You got your Bible
and get the context of that text.
Hey,
so
you have your Bible in front of you.
Right now, I'm gonna get to it. Right now, I'm cooking me something. Because I know once I get to talking to you guys,
brother.
It takes the time.
Yeah, you sound like you're a matrix.
Hold on.
Y'all got some breaking up in there.
Yeah, that's it. He about
what I was saying was, if you got your Bible with you, you came onto a platform.
Yeah, you sound real crunchy.
I do?
Yeah, you sound real crunchy.
Right now?
Right now, yeah, it's horrible.
I'm gonna leave and come back.
All right, so now in the meantime, just saved, right? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to finish cooking. I'm gonna leave you in the back. When you ready, come back with your Bible. We'll have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because you seem a little distracted right now, and I got other callers.
Go ahead, do what you do, man.
All right, so once you get done cooking, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you got going on over there, we'll wrap. Bring Cat back in.
Cat, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Crystal clear. Now I don't know what you did.
I don't know. I was just stupid ass Bluetooth I got. I was gonna ask that question. Do we go to church on? Ask him. Do we go to church on Sunday?
What?
You asked him a hell of a question, because I guarantee you he go to church on Sunday.
Well, we gonna find out. I told him kick it in the background for now. You know what I'm saying? He said he cooking. So once he get done cooking, I said pull your Bible.
Why come on the show if you cooking? We about to cook his ass.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. But but with that being said, let's Keenan dropped off again. All right, Keenan dropped off again. He got no patience. Let's hit the phone. Cap, if you on here with restream, can you?
I'll be able to hear. Yeah, I'll be able to hear.
Oh man, we got to get rid of StreamYard.
No. I'll be able to hear them. They won't hear me.
Still?
Yeah, that's just. Remember, you was telling me that's how it is with StreamYard.
But I want the same with. Let's find out. Let's test this. Let's go to 601. 601. You're on the air with Crossline Radio.
Hey, why y'all serving man instead of your how?
Brother, what?
Why y'all always serving man?
Why are we always her?
Did he say Yahweh?
Her. What you saying?
Why y'all trying to be fun?
Are you from Mississippi?
What they got to do with anything? That fun?
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff right there. Pause him. Let's go to 267. What's that got to do with anything? It got to do a lot with a lot of things. 267-602.
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. Who's this?
This is Christy calling. I'm a sister calling from Delaware South.
Cap, you can hear Christy?
Yeah, I can hear her.
Christy, can you hear Cap?
I cannot. I can only hear you.
Damn. We need to figure this out.
Depending on what she say, I'll hang up and call in.
Okay. What's your question, Christy?
Okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around not when we pass away, we don't remember anyone. Right? That's right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't, why would you?
We don't remember anyone in our previous life. So how come in Luke 14, when Yahushua was given the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, he referenced that the rich man wanted Abraham to go warn his brothers. So if we don't remember anyone and he went to
Cause
hell,
it's a
how would
damn
he
parable, man.
remember his
I was
brothers?
just about to say the same thing, Cap. She can't hear you, but I
I
was about
know
to say
that's why I
because
said it. That's why I said it.
because the words that you just said, sis, explains it. You answered your own question when you said that it's a parable, because the parable is just a metaphorical story. Not everything in there is to be taken literal. It's to be able to take an actual message out of it. Now, do you want to know what the actual message of that parable was?
Yes, please.
So one, it's not an actual physical death. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about being born again and a changing of the guard that's going to happen. Abraham's bosom is like, your bosom is your chest. It's what's dear to you. What's dear to Abraham is the covenant. He's the father of the covenant, who the covenant was
Facts.
given to. And prior to the actual as far as the covenant, you know what I'm saying? What happens is this, as far as if I take the covenant out for a second, the rich man was oppressing the people. He had the power to be able to help them, and he wasn't. That's like the Sadducees and the Pharisees. That's the aristocracy of Israel. And they wouldn't help Lazarus, the beggar. They wouldn't help the poor. So now, after, you understand, Lazarus is quote unquote that he dies, he passes away. He's now born again into the covenant, because we all have to die in order to receive the covenant, in order to receive the promise from Abraham. So now, as a result, once we go and we receive, that's our reward for repenting. But the rich man never repented. So now, when it comes time for him, there's a changing of the guard. There's a gulf now. He's now separated from the covenant because he never truly kept it. And he does not receive the same mercy that he desires because he did not give that mercy when he was in power. So that entire parable is talking about the Sadducees and the Pharisees coming out of power, and how the people who were oppressed and poor in the land, like when it says the meek shall inherit the earth, how they're going to receive the covenant. That's the in a nutshell. That's like a, you understand, the cliff notes.
Okay. It's very confusing, because why would the parable be about something that's not true? Like if we don't remember our family, why would that?
Because it's,
I guess,
it's something that is true. You understand? Well, unless do you believe that you die and you go into Abraham's breast? You think that when we die,
no.
if we die and we go to heaven, are you telling me that heaven is Abraham's bosom? Or does Abraham's bosom represent something?
It represents something.
There we go. So we can't take everything literal. So in the same way, you're not taking Abraham's bosom literal. You can't take the fact of what he stated literal, because it's talking about how to be born again, receive the covenant, and that those who will receive it and those who will not. It's the judgment of those who serve God and those who did not. Those who oppress the poor and the poor who was redeemed of Israel.
Okay, I understand.
Most
Thank you.
No problem.
Most High in Christ. Shalom.
Yeah, bring him on. Captain TAZARYACH too.
Oh no, she hung up. I was gonna ask her something, but she hung up already.
No, I didn't hang up. I'm still here. I can hear you now.
Okay, sis, because it's a parable, you notice he's asking a request because of the torment that he's in. Remember, it's him asking that request. Yeah. And that's what, so the point of that, and you can see that, where's the scripture at when they were vagabond Jews? When they became vagabond Jews, they actually tried to cast out a demon in Jesus' name, even though they didn't believe in them. So the parable, when it talks about go to my brethren and stuff like that, and then you notice the answer is, if they didn't listen to the prophets, they not going to listen to them. Right. So he was even denied the request. That's how you know that it's just a parable. That's him ignorantly asking for a request, and the answer that they was given is the answer that we have today. You know the answer we have today? We don't know who we were in the past, but we do have Ezekiel, Isaiah, Hosea, Jonah, Christ, Matthew, Peter. We have the same prophets. That parable, when he was talking about the Pharisees, the same prophets we have is the same prophets they had. And that's who they have to listen to. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
All right, no sweat.
Thank you.
I ain't about.
All right, shalom. All right, swing me back the other way. Let's see if he's done in the kitchen over here. Let me see. Somebody.
Yeah, he got to do a better job with that screen display.
Well, we haven't trained with this one, Cap. I just the first time I'm over.
Practice. No, this guy Shaw was working it last week.
Salakia. All right, what's I think he might still be cooking. Let's bring Zadok on.
That's on the phone.
Hey, what's up, brother?
That's on the computer. Hey, shalom, Zadok.
Let me hang up.
How you doing?
Cap gonna be
I
jumping.
wanted to piggyback off of the last caller. You don't mind, do you?
Nah, not a problem. Cap,
Do
you back
whatever you want. Yeah, I'm here.
There you go.
All right. Let me ask you a quick question. I think you probably might know where I'm going with this. I'm on the phone running away from me. We make it fast. I know you guys got to get to the next caller. So what are they talking about in Isaiah? What is that, chapter 66 or 64?
Depends on what you're talking about.
She was talking about the going to hell, right?
Who was
That's what
talking
she was
about?
talking about, right?
That was a woman.
That was the sister was talking about not remembering things from a past life or from another time.
But she said about with it. Well, she's basically trying to ask you, after death, do we remember everything? And if there's hell, that's basically what she was trying to get at, right?
She didn't say nothing about hell.
She didn't say nothing about hell.
Well,
That's what
can
you
I
trying
go?
to
Well,
read.
can I? Well,
It just ask your question
yeah.
without using the sister.
All right, I'm gonna do it right now. So I'm in Isaiah chapter 66. I want to know what it means right here in verse 22 on down to 24. You want me to read it or you'll read it?
It's when you talk about the new heavens and the new earth.
No, it says right here, for as for the new heavens and the new earth, which
You
I
just said
which
no
I
when I
make.
said. You
I
just said
think his
no, and
question's
then
in
you read.
24, Cap. I think he just reading them other two verses for context.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's basically what I'm going into, and them two verses that go along with it. Pardon me for a minute there. I ain't have my glasses, but
Nah, you cool. I just need everybody to know this is Yak with the braids, y'all. This is he not to be trifled with.
Salakia. All right, come on, brother.
yeah, and it says down in verse 23, and it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come and worship before me, said the Lord. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For their worms shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorrment unto all flesh. You could break that down to me?
What does this have to do with what is before I answer the question, you're bringing this to say what?
Do you believe in hell, going to hell?
No.
Is hell a real place to you, or is it a bosom to Abraham?
That verse you're reading right there, where are they gonna see it at?
I'm asking you.
The verse tells you. Read verse 22. I'm gonna read 22. For as the new heavens and the new moon, and the new earth which I shall make shall remain before me, said the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For thy worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. So, where is all of this taking place?
In the kingdom, I guess.
It's all taking place in the new heavens and the new earth. It's not taking
Yeah,
place.
which would be the new
Hey, can you
kingdom,
cut
right?
that light off? It's not taking. Say again.
I said in the new kingdom, right?
Yeah, we not seeing these dead. Who's seeing? Who's gonna look upon the carcasses?
We're going to look upon it, I guess, if that's what it's trying to
Right.
say.
No, ain't no. That's what they trying to say. Is there's
As
it
a
says and they.
reminder.
One second, brother. It says, and
Go
they
ahead.
shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men. So, like, let's say I'm the carcass on the ground. You the one in the kingdom.
Mhm.
You gonna look upon me, but you ain't in hell looking upon me. You just looking at my dead body. You like, damn, that nigga was in the truth for a minute doing this shit. Da 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 da. But that's not in a place of hell that you die and go to.
But it'd be a place where you could witness the suffering of hell. Not saying that you're in the hell,
Yeah.
but it'd
Hey,
be a
let me ask you a
reminder
question.
of the old world,
Is
right?
is the heavens and earth witnessing the hell of the children of Israel right now?
No, we're going to witness the hell. Well, it's
I'm gonna
witnessing
ask you
our
a
hell.
question,
Yes.
brother.
Yes,
Brother,
yes. No,
listen to
no, no.
me.
I answered. I said yes. It is witnessing
Right,
our hell. But we'll
right.
witness the
So,
aftermath of the hell
wait,
of the ones that will receive that judgment.
thank you. And we don't have to do that in no spooky place called heaven and hell that you die and go to. The same way other nations looked upon us in hell is the same way we're gonna look upon them in hell. You don't die and go. Have you ever read Ecclesiastes, the third chapter, brother?
Now, refresh my memory. It's been a while.
Okay, you got your Bible with you though, right?
Yeah.
Go to Ecclesiastes 3 and 17.
I just passed it right.
Sorry, 16. Go to Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. Matter of
Give me
fact, we're
one
gonna
second.
start
Let me
at
get to it.
15. No problem.
Let me
Sloppy
get
got to
to
die
it.
from talking too much.
Nah, nah, you too wild, okay? You got it.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. Let me know when you get there. We're gonna read to 18. Are you there?
Please. Yeah, I'm getting it there. All right,
Oh, you
chapter
got a
3,
you
you
got
said
an
verse
actual
1.
Bible? Yeah,
Yeah, I got it.
Ecclesiastes 3. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 15.
Verse 15.
Gotcha. It
All
says
right,
that
go
which
ahead.
had been that which had been is now, and that which hath to be, excuse me, that which is to be hath already been, and God required that which is past. Verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. What's under the sun?
Mhm. Earth,
Shalom.
the surface
And
of the earth,
wickedness,
us.
got you. And wickedness and righteousness take place there. Verse 17. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. So on earth, there's a time there for every purpose and every work. If that condition warrants you to go through hell, it's on earth. If that condition warrants you to go through heaven, it's on earth. So we ain't nobody dying and going to a place of torment that we not gonna see, or a place of enjoyment that we not gonna see. We gonna see all that right here on earth. That's how this works.
And one more question. So what about Revelations chapter 3? I mean chapter 21, verse 3 on down to 5.
You want this one, Kataza? Or you want
Wait,
this one?
say that again. I'm sorry. I was reading the text message.
Oh, you said 21, 3 to 5?
Yeah, Revelations chapter 21, verse 3 to 5.
What when it says,
Got it.
I knew
Yeah,
you was
and
gonna
I
say
heard
that.
a great
And
voice
I
out of
heard,
heaven saying,
mm-hmm,
yeah, go, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he
mm-hmm,
will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and and God himself shall be with them and be their God. And God
mm-hmm.
shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are past. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these things words are true and faithful. Oh, I made a mistake there.
I think you did, brother.
Yeah, because when
Yes,
you
I
read
did. I
verse
was trying
8,
to find that. When it's casted to the, yes, that's right. Casted to the verse 8. But the fearful and the unbeliever and the abominable, the murderer, the whoremonger, the scorner, the idler, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which is burning with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. What do you think about that?
Let me try to make this as simple as possible for you, brother. When you read inside of Deuteronomy chapter 32, and if I was to read verse 22, it says, "For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn onto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set fire the foundations of the mountains." Fire is synonymous with the Lord's judgment. So when it's talking about a lake of fire, this is talking about the judgment that is going to come to earth, that's going to consume the earth. Now, is it going to be fire? Yes, as far as actual fire, a lake of fire. That Babylon is going to literally burn, but it's also burning in the Lord's anger because that's his judgment. So when you see fire, it's synonymous with the Lord's judgment. And at the end of this judgment is destruction.
So you equal that with nuclear war, or you equal that with literal hell?
So hell is a condition on earth, and nuclear war, the fallout, the destruction is going to be a condition of hell that comes to any nation.
And you don't perceive that to be a spiritual hell as well?
No, there is no spiritual hell outside.
What the fuck is a spiritual hell, man?
It's like there is no spiritual hell, as in you go to an alternate dimension and there's a red man with horns and a pitchfork who's gonna get some kind of.
I know Satan don't dwell in hell.
This is how I know, like, I think you struggle with some things, brother, because I don't even finish my sentence and you be ready to respond.
Oh, pardon me. I apologize for that.
It's all right. I think it's hard to digest information when you're so ready to speak instead of absorb, because you asking questions, but it doesn't really seem like you receiving the answer.
I'm listening to you.
I got you. But the answer to your question simply is no. There is no alternate dimension of hell. Hell is a condition on earth.
So after this soul separates from this vessel, where do we go?
Your body goes into the dust, into the earth, becomes dust. Your soul goes to the Most High to be judged.
And after that judgment, if you're wrong, well, then what happens?
You come right back to earth after he sentences you, which is why the sister asked, when you come back, how come you don't remember anything? Because we recycle in the earth. Everything in the earth recycles.
So that would be along the lines of reincarnation, right?
That would be, you could utilize that term, not according to how the Hindus use it, you know what I'm saying, but rather a resurrection or a regeneration. That's the recycle.
So when the scripture said after you die, then the judgment, it's talking of that judgment or the final judgment?
It's talking about that judgment. You die, you get judged. After you get judged, remember what we read earlier in Ecclesiastes?
14 and 35.
Right, but remember what it says in Ecclesiastes, that I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, that was painless.
Yo, Shalom, let's preach. I don't know nobody on the stream except for Captain TAZARYACH. Shalom, Cap.
That's fine. Shalom.
Cap know me. Hey, yo, last time I saw you, Cap, was at LA Fitness, yo. Give it up. Stop lying, bro. You know it's me. It was good.
Cap, you know this man?
Remember.
Whose man
I
is this?
I don't remember. I could have met
man.
you, but let me see. Are you put yourself on the camera so I can see you? Camera on.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't. You don't sound familiar.
Y'all see me, right?
Hell no, we don't see you. I ain't been on. I ain't been. I ain't been to LA Fitness. You talking about the LA Fitness in West Orange?
Facts. Remember, I saw you that day.
Yeah, I ain't been there in probably a year. So
I ain't been there. I ain't been there in a year neither since they fired me.
All right, so let's get moving. Yeah, all right, so that's irrelevant. Let's get moving with the subject. What's up?
All
right, so I just heard what y'all was talking.
Right. Did he disappear? Or is it me?
Nah, he here.
I don't hear him. You hear him?
Nah, I don't hear him either.
Y'all can hear me or not?
I can hear you.
I can hear you now. Come on, Hey, let's mute him and go to the next person, man.
All right, let's see if oh no,
Hey,
he's
well, I
Yo, I'm
charged the
talking,
dude.
I'm talking, I'm talking, I'm
that,
talking.
that brother's still eating. All right,
Okay, all
okay,
right.
we hear you now,
Hey,
PTG.
Ashar, take him off the screen. We don't want to see this nigga eating.
Yeah,
Like,
we
what is wrong?
don't need to see the
Yo,
brother.
I'm talking, I'm talking. I don't know if y'all hear me.
I hear you now, brother.
Brother tearing up them chips.
Yeah, y'all got this nigga eating food on the live stream. I'm gonna have to find you, Aisha. Like, what happened?
Thank God I ain't getting fined. This is about time.
Watch
They're trying to break my bank every week.
Bro, y'all gonna listen, bro?
We hear you, man.
Don't talk, bro.
What's your subject, man? What's your topic, man? What's your topic?
Don't make me come to LA Fitness.
And Aisha, you ain't got CHAATAZA on. Hey, brother, hold on 1 second. Aisha, get CHAATAZA on the screen.
Am I on the screen?
He's on the screen, sir.
I'm on the screen.
Okay, I don't see him. Okay, maybe that's
You know why? Because you on a little phone.
Shut your ass up, man.
Should have got the pro. Nah, but what PTG? Come on with it, man.
All right. What's his question? Hey, little dude.
He not speaking.
Let's see. Did he just kick me off?
You on, Cap? We just don't hear him. All right,
Y'all still can't hear me, bro?
Now we can hear you talk, man.
CHAATAZA.
All right. So Psalm 16:10, right? Prophesies the Messiah saying, well, it doesn't prophesy the Messiah saying nothing, my bad. But it's a scripture about the Messiah. It says that thou will not leave my soul in hell or suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Y'all very familiar with that, right? So that's why I want to bring that to the conversation. I don't know. I just got here, you know what I'm saying? That's like the first topic I heard. So I believe that, you know what I mean, the word hell, as it says in the Hebrew, Sheol,
on the stage.
or you know what I mean?
Hey, brother.
That's the place of departed spirits.
Brother.
And we know spirits is not just something that dwells in the
Can I be
physical
heard,
realm,
or
it
am I
dwells in
not
the
heard?
spiritual realm. So I believe hell,
Hey,
you know, according
brother,
to
you gotta
that one
stop
verse, I
talking
got
for a
another
second.
verse
Hey,
too, but
brother.
according to Psalm 16:10,
Hey,
you feel me? Like I feel like it
am I tripping, or
says
is he
that
just
you're not gonna
talking
leave my soul
repeatedly?
in
Like,
hell.
what is happening?
Hey, PTG.
I saw
can
you
hear
have the
Cap?
ability to say again.
Can you hear Cap?
Nah, I can't hear Cap at all.
Cap, I think you might have to come out, come in.
I just did that. Hold on, I'm gonna do it.
Maybe PTG. It might be you, man. PTG, could you come out, come in?
You want me to leave and come back?
Yeah,
Can you
please.
hear me now?
We can hear you the whole time.
We can hear you the whole time. He can't hear you, or
Yeah, tell him to leave and come back.
Y'all can't hear me. Y'all can't hear me.
Could you leave and come back, PTG? Thank you. He's like pulling teeth talking to this brother. This is rough. This is a rough one.
Yeah, because that wasn't a New Testament. That was Old Testament.
I know. Trying to understand him. All right, bring him back. All right, PTG.
Yo.
Can you hear me out?
There we go. Can you hear Cap?
Testing 1 2. Young man, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening, bro.
But can you hear me?
Yeah, he's listening to you. He heard you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey,
Bro.
that's not the New Testament. That's the Old Testament. When you talk about leaving a soul in hell.
Yeah, in Psalm 16.
Yeah, it's Psalm 16 when it says, "For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither will thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption." That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's still talking about a condition. It's not talking about a place you go and die. Even when
but it's talking about the Messiah, right?
Well, that verse is talking about the Messiah, yes.
So when his soul left his body, where did it go?
Soul never left his body.
Well,
Christ is the only person. Well, not the only. Yeah, that's the only person that kept his soul and his flesh together. That's what it means when talking about corruption. The corruption is about decaying. He didn't decay. He didn't decay. We all decay. He didn't decay.
I see what you're saying, but like,
Go to second. You got the Apocrypha with you?
Yeah, I could go to it.
Go to Second Ezra 14. You want to go to verse 5. Second Ezra 14, verse 35. Let me know when you get there.
Second Ezra 13.
No, 14, verse 35.
Hello?
Second Ezra
Hello?
14, verse 35. Does he not hear me again?
Hello?
Yeah.
Go
Brother.
to Second Ezra 14,
Yo.
verse 30. Jesus Christ.
Yo, I
CHAATAZA,
can't
he
hear
can hear
y'all.
you.
Can y'all
You
hear
just
me?
tell him. Yeah,
Brother,
you got
brother, I can hear you, man. Go to Second Ezra's.
Damn, I can't hear y'all.
Brother, you gotta leave. Come back.
Get that nigga off, man.
Yeah, get him out of here. We'll talk to you later.
Y'all
But
want me to leave and come back again?
yeah, please. You
Can't
gotta
hear
stop
y'all.
stealing
Or
Wi-Fi from the
call
ground.
in with the phone.
Let's go to let me see the phone line.
Yeah, go to. Tell him to call a number.
We got somebody on the phone. Hold up. Let's go to unmute him. 361-248. You on the air Cross Line Radio. State your name, where you calling from. Shalom, Arthur from Louisiana. What's going on, brother?
Damn, I can't hear that motherfucker. Hold on, let me switch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. You said 2 Samuel chapter 7 and 13. Yeah, 2 Samuel is the 7th chapter. That is talking about Yahushua. It's also talking about Solomon, but it's talking to Christ and Solomon are synonymous. Isaac. Correct. Mute cat. But you going 5 and 6 in this chapter, or you going in another chapter? Okay. Okay.
He want a house to be built.
So this is talking about the construction of the temple. Now David couldn't build the temple, so as a result, Solomon was assigned with the construction of the temple. So this was talking about building a physical place of worship. You know what I'm saying? Now, we know in a spiritual aspect, especially now that we do not have a physical temple, that our body is the temple that houses the spirit of the living God. But this is the commissioning and the commandment of the Lord saying to build a place of worship. And he's telling David to build it, but David doesn't directly build it. His line builds it, and it's Solomon who does the construction.
Okay, through the sea. Yeah, I thought I was wrong about that. But I just had to keep reading until I get to Solomon.
Khan, you'll read about it in Kings. You know what I'm saying? Where you'll even find out where he got the wood from. You know what I'm saying? How he commissioned everything, and there's different aspects, even the place where it gets built. You know what I'm saying? Like the actual site. All that's throughout the scriptures.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I just needed clarification on. And thank y'all so much, man.
No sweat.
Shalom.
All right, shalom, brother. Let's slide back over here. I think that brother done eating.
Oh, let me go back over there. Let me just see.
Yeah, back and forth, man.
Yeah.
Just saved. Just saved. Can't hear you, brother.
Why not?
Oh,
There you go.
I hear you now.
Hey, add me to the shit, man.
You in, Cap?
Oh, my bad. What's going on, dude?
It's all good.
We working out this restream, y'all. We working it out.
All right, so what he got? You the gang, right?
Cat, you in the Matrix.
So what now?
Just saved?
So what now?
Cap, can you come out and come back in? You in the Matrix.
We back.
So what he was asking was, he said, so you said you saved. Let's bring Cap back in. Cap?
Yep, I'm here. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
there we go. Perfectly. Floor yours.
Hey, so you the gangster disciple cat, right?
X.
And you mad at us saying talking about Christians, right?
Well, the images you all betray, even the rap thing that you came on with the 6-point star with the star ref film that y'all glorifying when we used to put forks on them.
Right.
That been years
Right.
ago. I got saved at 23 from the streets of East St. Louis. And when I see that thug type of mentality, and then y'all put a saying on there that Christians don't serve God, well, you tell me what kind of
Right.
God y'all serving.
Hey, what day you serve the Lord?
Excuse me?
What day do you serve the Lord?
I serve the Lord every day. I'm not in the
What
church.
day
When
did he
God,
say what day did he say to serve him?
well, after his resurrection, we serve on the first day of the week, which would be a Sunday. You can,
Gotcha.
if you
Here's
want to
how you
keep the,
know.
if you want to
Gotcha.
keep
Here's
the
how you know
Sabbath.
Christians. Here's how you know Christians hate God. You see how you just said, if you
No,
want to
bro.
keep this, hear me out. You just said this is why we say Christians hate God. You said if you want to keep the Sabbath as if it was an option. Show me in the Bible, Christian, where it's an option to keep the Sabbath. Show me.
Hebrews. You want to go to Hebrews 4?
I don't want to go nowhere but where you're gonna show me where it's an option to keep the Sabbath.
Because Jesus is our Sabbath rest. Let's talk about that in Hebrews 4.
I'm gonna repeat my question again.
I'm
You
finna show
said,
it to you.
okay, no sweat.
I'm finna show it to you. We're not under the legalistic law no more.
I just want you to show me where it's an option to keep the Sabbath. That's all
Hold
I'm
on.
asking.
Hold on, bro. My phone won't work properly here, but
This where I just beat the shit out of Orthodox Christians on this same subject. So show me where
well,
it's an
that's a
option to
orthodox.
keep. Well, just show me
That's
where
a
it's an
that's a
option to keep the
that's a
Sabbath. Just
hold on, bro. Let me find it here. 'Cause all my notes I keep on my phone, but let me pull up in the book.
yeah.
Let me pull this up
Now,
for you. But in
why you get
Hebrews,
that? What? Okay, go ahead. Hebrews what?
uh,
Come on, Hebrews what? You said Hebrews 4, didn't you? Some shit like that.
hold on, I'm making sure.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure, cause you about to get the shit cut out of you right now.
I don't cut. I ain't in for.
I didn't say you was cutting. I said you about to get the shit cut out of
Well,
you.
my thing is this. I'm looking for.
Just get the scripture. Don't talk to me. Just get the
I'm
scripture.
looking for salvation. I'm not looking for cutting
Slow
folks.
down. Just show me where it's an option to keep the Sabbath. You talking about salvation. We talk about the Sabbath right now.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Let me make sure I get this verse for you. Like I said, I can't pull up on my
Hmm.
notes, but
You know, Hebrews
uh,
4:4 say, for he spake. Let me help. So I gotta help niggas out when I'm cutting them. So I'm getting the blade for you. Hebrews 4:4 says, for he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and God did rest the seventh day from all his works. And in this place again, if they shall enter into my
okay,
rest.
you got it. That's it, Daniel.
Now, how does this prove that the
Yeah,
Sabbath
Hebrews.
is optional? That's Hebrews
Oh,
4:4.
okay. Okay, that's Hebrews 4:4. He spake a certain place of a Sabbath, 7th day on the wise, and God did rest on the 7th day from all his works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's just one verse. But when you
Mm-hmm.
continue to read,
What day
before
did he
you go
rest on?
there, you have to
What I
start
just
at the
want,
first verse.
what day
Hold
did he
hold on,
rest
bro.
on?
We know
I'm
we
just
know
asking
God
what
rested
day.
on the seventh day.
Oh, okay, no
The
sweat.
seventh day,
That's Friday sundown,
it was
Saturday
Saturday.
sundown.
We understand that.
Right. And so you saying it's the
It was
first day of the
Saturday, the
week though.
Sabbath.
So show me where it's the first day of the week.
The first day of the week was instituted because of the resurrection. But let me read this to you.
Mm-hmm.
The first part of the first verse. Let us therefore fear, least the promise being left us of entering into his rest. Now, when you hear his rest, who rest he's talking about?
You asking me?
Talking about Jesus Christ. Then it said,
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
yeah.
Come
Then it
on. What
says,
that?
any of you should seem to come short of it,
Mm-hmm.
of his rest. That first verse, 4:1. For unto
What you?
us was the gospel preached.
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking to these Hebrews, these black Hebrews, that he's talking to the Hebrews, okay?
Right. Right.
As well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them. Now a lot of them didn't get saved because they didn't believe on Christ. Matter of
Well, let's
fact,
focus
our
on
own
Sabbath.
black
Let's get
Hebrew
to the
Israelites
Sabbath.
killed them.
Get me to the
Okay,
Sabbath.
okay, I'm okay. We getting there. I'm just breaking this down as we move. Give you text. It said, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
Mm-hmm.
For we which have believed do enter into rest by faith. Okay. And he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, okay, although the works were finished from the foundations of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when that verse, as I have said, that scripture right there is coming from in the book of Psalms 95 and 11, and you can 95 and 11. That's why he's went
Brother, I
back to
just
the
need you
Psalms
to
to
get
quote
me
that in
to
the
where
Old
it's
Testament. Because
okay.
there's
But
again, okay, let me read. For he spake a certain place in 7 days on this wise, and God did rest the seventh day from all his work. And in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest, saying therefore it remaineth that some must enter in therein, and they to whom it was first preached enter not in because of unbelief. So if you will have unbelief, you're not going to enter into that rest.
and
Again, he
what day
limited
is
a
that rest?
certain
Wait,
day,
wait, slow down, slow
saying
down,
in
slow down,
hold it,
slow
hold it.
down. Wait, no, stop, relax, dude. What day is this still talking about?
You talking about the Sabbath. But
Go
listen
ahead,
what I'm
keep
saying.
going.
This limited
Keep
here
going.
means designated. We understand a certain day, which was the Sabbath, right? We talking
Keep
about the
going.
Sabbath,
I'm still waiting for
right?
you to show me where it's an
Hello?
option. Do you remember my question?
Okay, hold on. It's all in the text. I'm reading it.
I just want to know,
You're
can
talking
you
about
just
in history.
repeat?
Sabbath means rest, right?
Brother, can you repeat my question just
Okay,
so I can know? Brother, all I'm asking you to do is to repeat the question that
okay.
I asked you. Can you repeat it real fast?
Where does it,
What is my question?
you asked me what was the Sabbath?
No, that's not what I
What
asked
did
you.
you ask me? What was the Sabbath?
What I asked you, here's what I asked
What did
you.
you say?
I said, where in the Bible does it say that keeping the Sabbath is optional? That's what I asked you. You said if we want to keep the Sabbath, we can.
Sabbath means because every man, the Bible said, man esteemeth the day as he see fit. A man esteemeth the day. You don't, and
Yeah,
let him be
and you know what the
persuading his
problem?
own
So,
mind
so now let me teach you
doing
for a
holy
second.
days. So
You
you
know the
can't tell
problem.
me
Hold on. You know you said something important. You said man esteemeth a day, and that's what you Christians did. You Christians esteem the first day.
but you got to
Listen,
understand that's
well,
he
I just
talking
want
about
to finish. All
a
you gotta do is,
person.
all you right.
You can't
I'm not
you
talking. One second. I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about God. This is Ecclesiastes. Excuse me, Ecclesiasticus, the 33rd chapter, verse 8 and 9 and 10. It says, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start at verse 7. Ecclesiasticus 37 and 7. This is what God
where you
says.
at? Hold on.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, the
Yeah,
33rd chapter. That's in the Apocrypha.
Ecclesiastes.
No,
Okay,
Ecclesiasticus, the 33rd chapter.
Ecclesiastes.
No, no. I'm gonna say it again. It's in the Apocrypha. Do
Hold
you
on,
know
you
what
in
the?
Apocrypha?
Yes.
You talking about Revelation? Apocrypha? You say
You hear this
Ecclesiastes?
nigga kind of side? You hear this nigga kind
What
of
book
side?
you at?
That's why. Listen, this is why we talk about you Christians.
Ecclesiastes?
Ecclesiasticus.
Okay, what? I'm at Ecclesiastes. You said Ecclesiastes. You said the Apocrypha.
Okay,
Uh,
brother. Okay,
you
so just
don't keep throwing
okay,
Christians in there, cause
just stop
just
talking
call
for a
me a
second. Hey,
Christ-like.
brother, just stop talking for a second. I'm not gonna say nothing to offend you.
Where you at?
I'm just gonna teach you. I'm just gonna teach you. Just listen.
No, you can't teach me. You can't teach me in the kernel sense. But I hear what
Well,
you're
you don't
saying.
even know the book I'm talking about, so I do have to teach you that.
You say
So just
Ecclesiastes. I'm asking you what
I
chapter, what
didn't say
verse.
it. I didn't say Ecclesiastes. I said Ecclesiasticus. That's a
Oh,
different
I
book.
don't read them non-canonical books.
That it. See, that's your problem. It is
No,
the
because it's
canon.
not inspirational.
All you got to do is be
That's
quiet.
y'all problem.
All you got to do is be quiet and listen. That's why I said you got to listen.
I'm not going.
Uh,
I don't want to hear that
hey,
because it's
all you
not
got to do,
inspired.
At some point, if I'm trying to talk and he being rude, what should you be doing, Aisha? Now, to the brother, what you have to understand is the Apocrypha is canon. You have the Old Testament, Apocrypha, New Testament. Apocrypha was canon. That's why you have the King James 1611. Those are the canonical books that was inside of the King James 1611. It's only later that those books was removed. So now I'm going to read Ecclesiasticus 33 and 6 and 7. This is important because this is God's words. It says, why doth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is the light of the sun? By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them he hath made high days, and hallowed them, and some of them he hath made regular days. And all the men are of the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. So now my question to you, brother, did the Lord hallow the seventh day? Yes or no? That's my question to you. Did the Lord hallow the seventh day? Yes or no?
Yes, but it's fulfilled in Christ.
When did Christ say, whosoever break the least commandment and teach men so shall be least in the kingdom? Did he say that?
Yes, but we're not under the legalistic law now. It's by the
I'm gonna say
Spirit.
it
It's written
again.
on.
Hey, I'm gonna say it again.
Yes, he
We,
did.
okay, and what would happen if you taught and broke the least commandment? What would happen?
He said you guilty of them all.
No, that's not what he. Well, he said that, but not in this context. So I'm gonna
Well,
read it for you because you said you made a statement to say that's not now. So I'm gonna tell you what it means. In
I
Matthew
just read
5.
it to you.
No, you did not. I'm gonna read it to you. This is Matthew 5:19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So the
Where you at?
Sabbath day, I'm in Matthew 5:19. I'm sure you can find that book.
Okay.
And kind of like you can chime in whenever you want, but I'm sure you can find that book, right? Go to Matthews 5
Man,
19.
I read the book from Genesis to Revelation, so don't act
You
like I'm
don't know
dumb or
the
something.
reading and understanding is two different things. Go to Matthews
Well,
5 and
it's a
19,
spiritual
Christian.
understanding.
I don't need you to talk to me. Just get to Matthews 5 and 19. Are you
Yeah,
there?
I'm there.
Yeah, I know. So Christ said, if you teach, come here, if you, I mean, let me make sure I'm there. It says, whosoever shall teach, shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, the same shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. So you breaking the Sabbath, are you trying to be the least in in the kingdom of heaven or the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Read the next verse.
Jesus Christ. Verse 20,
Read the
for I
next
say unto
verse.
you, I'm going to read it. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. So I'm going to ask you again, If you teach to not keep the Sabbath, are you going to be the least in the kingdom of heaven or the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
This is not teaching on keeping the Sabbath. It's teaching on, listen what it's teaching on. It's
Is
teaching
keeping the
on
Sabbath a
breaking.
commandment? Is keeping the
Hold on.
Sabbath a commandment?
Hold on, bro. He's talking
Well, you
about
can't.
when you teach, when you just read the 20th verse, he's referring this to Christ on the law. He's talking about on the law.
No,
We
he's not.
understand that,
No, he's not. He
right?
said, listen,
Uh,
brother. The you ain't don't
But
change
listen what the
Christ's words.
20th verse
Well,
says. It's
one
talking about
second.
except the
Your
Pharisees.
righteousness, whoa. When it comes to the Pharisees, they were hypocrites. So
Okay,
he's
and that's
saying
what
your
he's trying.
righteousness.
That's what he's
Wait, one
relaying because
second.
they
So
couldn't keep it.
You Christians are the biggest hypocrites
No, bro.
because
I ain't
yes,
calling.
you
I ain't.
are.
Did I say y'all devil worshippers?
You a devil worshiper though. I could say that about you
Y'all the
though.
ones got the 666 star
No,
on your
we
neck
can
and your
talk
back.
about whoa. No, I don't have a problem talking about the star. We can talk about that right after we get past this right here.
Now,
But
but what you?
you're a devil worshiper
No,
because you
no.
worship.
I'm born again.
Did the most okay, so I'm asking you a question. Did the most high God ordain your day? Or did the most
Dang
high
me a what?
hit it? I'm gonna say it again. Did the most high God ordain the first day or the seventh day as his
The,
Sabbath?
the first day of the week after his resurrection, the
I'm
church
gonna
would
repeat
gather
the
on
question.
the first day.
Listen to the question
The
again.
Sabbath day was
Are
for
you
the Jewish in the Old Testament was for
so
the
I'm gonna ask
Jews.
you, do
And
you believe that Jesus is the most high God?
yeah, it said the devil said it. Satan called it the Most High God. In other words, his
God damn.
divinity. He said
So I want everybody to pay attention. I want everybody.
he just is
This cat said.
divine. He
This
just
cat said. This cat said he
listen.
was a gangster disciple, gave up his life to follow Christ.
Yeah,
And brother, I'm gonna commend you.
that's 40. That's 30 some years ago.
Listen, what I'm saying. I commend you for giving up that life, right? But here's the problem: you left one life for a worse life
No,
spiritually.
bruh. No,
Listen to
bruh.
what I'm saying. All you
That's
gotta do
say
is just
no, bruh.
like, hey, you know
No.
the script. Hey, how
You
many
can't tell.
gods? Hey, brother, how many God? Good job, I shot. Okay, I shot learning. I shot learning. You can unmute him for a second, brother. How many gods do the demons say they are?
Excuse me.
How many gods do the devils say they are?
What kind of question is that?
You said Jesus is the most high God, right? Ain't that what you said?
Satan said when he was when Jesus was
I'm
when
just
Jesus.
asking the brother. Don't tell me what Satan said. Yes or no? Did you
Yes,
say that
he
Jesus?
said
Okay,
son. He said son of the Most High God. Let me find it for you.
okay, no sweat.
We
We
can
don't
read it.
argue that he's
Satan
the
know who he is, and y'all
brother,
don't.
brother. We don't argue that he's the son. You just said he was the most high God, though.
Son of the Most High, son Most High God.
Okay,
That's what the
so we
scripture
got a lot of
says.
so because we got a lot
They,
of other people
they,
that
they, they,
just listen real fast. Because we got a lot of other callers on the line, I'm gonna address your little shield thing, what you call a star. What you call a star, the star of Remphan or the star of Molech, right? You can unmute him, Aisha. When you talk about the star of Molech is not what you call the six-pointed star. Stars don't have points. The star that we wear is just the shield of David. That's David's name in Hebrew. Some people reference it to a lily. No matter which one you reference it to, it's not the star of Molech. The star of Molech is the person that made Molech famous. Just like you believe that Jesus is black, we at least agree there, right? Jesus is
yeah,
black. But who's the star of Christianity?
Christ is the
Would
bright
you?
and morning. They call him the bright and morning star.
No. Okay, no. You probably. I should have said it differently. Is the white Jesus the star of Christianity?
No,
That's a lie.
not in my
You can't.
book.
Like you got to be. You said who?
Because it's by his spirit. He can use
No. Hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. Why I say that. This is why I say it. Everybody believes that Jesus is white. I ain't talking about us. We're the minority. You, me, my school. We're the minority of believing that Jesus is black. Predominantly, people believe Jesus is white. And that image that they have is a man by the name of Cedric Borgia. and he made that Jesus famous.
Okay.
So that's the same thing. One second, you gotta listen now. That's the same thing with Chiam. Chiam made Molech famous. So Chiam is the star of Molech. Just like you have Hollywood stars. Whatever makes that God famous, that's who's the star. Now you can stay on the line, but we got other people to bring on the call. CHAATAZA, you got it from here.
No sweat. This is what I mean by Christians. Like, you didn't even know what God they serve. They don't know when the Sabbath is. You know what I'm saying? It'd be crazy. Who we got?
That Sabbath thing fuck them up every time too.
Every single time, and it's crazy because it's like it's all over the scriptures where it's like an everlasting covenant through all your generations of what the Sabbath. Like, so all of a sudden, God just changing the Sabbath now.
Yeah, he changed his mind. He changed.
Yeah, I mean, y'all don't like to serve God. And who this cat in the middle down here? Who's this? What's his name? Oh, we talked to Zadok already. Who is this? Is it Tit? Who's Tit? we got a titty on the line.
Oh my God, I'm afraid to get back on the screen.
It's not an actual titty. It says TIT. What do you want me to call that?
Tit
for tat.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Hello.
What's up, Tit?
Hello.
Hello.
So you guys are Hebrew Israelites?
Oh, this is a white man. You a white guy, right?
This is definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's your question?
We are Hebrew Israelites. You are Christian, yes?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a question about your theology that I've never been able to get a direct answer from.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys aware of Daniel chapter 12?
The book of Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 12 chapters in it.
Okay. So yeah, on the 12th chapter, would you guys agree that it's talking about like the resurrection in the first part of that?
Which verse are you talking about?
Chapters 1 through 6, for example, or 1 through 5.
He's saying the book of Daniel, chapters 1 through 5.
No, the chapter 12, verses 1 through 5.
12 verses 1 through 6. He says that this is talking about the resurrection. So, and at that time, shall Michael stand up? You believe Michael is Christ?
I think it's a title for Christ. Yeah.
That's the great prince which shall standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, never so the nation, time of the people delivered, everyone that shall be written found in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some everlasting life, and some shame and everlasting contempt. And they that shall shine the brightness of the firmament, that shall turn away the righteous hand. But Daniel, in the word, seal up the book until the end. Knowledge shall be increased. From the riverbank. And one said that a man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of wonders? Okay, so which part is you're saying is the resurrection?
Would you agree that that's talking about the resurrection, those that are raised to everlasting glory?
I don't agree that Michael is a title for Christ off the rip. So
yeah, that's okay. We don't have to agree with that, but we can agree on the context that it's talking about the resurrection.
I'm trying to ask you, where do you see the resurrection in this?
When he says,
I think in verse 2, CHAATAZA, when it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life. I think that's what that's the verse that he's trying to say is resurrection.
Really trying to help them, Cap.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I fucked up.
Go ahead, Tit.
Yeah, so I mean, would you agree that that's talking about the resurrection?
You talk about as far as which resurrection, like us as far as following Christ?
In my purview, there's only one resurrection. So, what resurrection do you take this to be?
That's what I'm asking. I'm asking you, what resurrection are you like? You're the one who's bringing up resurrection, so I'm trying to understand what resurrection you're talking about.
Like it's the resurrection of the dead. So that would be like 1 Corinthians 15, Matthew 25, Revelation 20 or 19. Is that something we can agree on?
Okay, sure. I wouldn't say as much as like physical resurrection, more so spiritual, but okay.
Okay. Is is the spiritual resurrection the one that happens at the return of Christ?
There is a spiritual resurrection that happens prior to, and there's also a physical resurrection that happens at the return of Christ.
Okay, so you think Daniel 12 is talking about prior to Christ's return?
I'm talking about as far as those that shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to shame and contempt. Yes, that's the judgment. You have those who awake to everlasting life because they receive the knowledge of truth. And then you have those who go into everlasting contempt because they rejected the knowledge of truth. And those are the ones who become a part of the second death.
Okay, and then so how is there another resurrection after the second death?
As far as I'm trying to understand what you mean by resurrection, because when you continue to read, it says the rest after live not till after the 1,000 years. So you do have people who are brought back in. That's why I'm trying to understand the context so we can get like a congruent timeline.
Yeah, well, that's why in my purview there's only one resurrection. But you're saying there's people that are resurrected and some go to the second death and then they're resurrected again for what?
Well, you have those who it says that shall be born after the time period. Like if you read in Revelations, I believe it's chapter 20, you know what I'm saying? When it talks about after that 1,000-year reign, they shall be born. So it's like, that's what I'm trying to say. According to resurrection, you have a spiritual resurrection and you have a physical resurrection. So you have a physical resurrection like Christ, Lazarus, or the woman, you know what I'm saying, that Elijah, the son that they raised from the dead. Those are people who were physically raised from the dead as a physical resurrection. You know what I'm saying? Then you have a spiritual resurrection as far as being born again. So I'm trying to understand that's what I'm saying as far as the context of resurrection, because you have a resurrection as far as being born again into the earth, which is what I'm talking about after that 1,000-year reign.
Okay. And right, so there's a resurrection in the 1,000-year reign. During that 1,000-year reign, is there people that are born and die that some will still go to heaven and some will go to the everlasting contempt?
Well, I think that we would disagree on the context, because I feel like the question is a little convoluted because we have two different definitions of heaven and hell, or the content. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, I don't believe that we die and go to heaven. The kingdom of heaven is going to be on earth. That's going to be ruled. You know what I'm saying? Like when we die, we go before the throne to get judged. Our stance is that we recycle and come back into the earth. Everlasting content is an everlasting content of the condition of people that are there going to be in, which is a negative condition on earth. So our definition as far as what we believe heaven and hell or that judgment is different, because our stance is that happens on earth and not in another dimension.
Okay, but you're saying that this one that's talked about in Daniel 12 is that first initial one before Christ's return.
Well, it has to do with an encompass of those who wake up and then enter into that, who receive it, and those who do not. So it's broad brush encompassed of everybody who makes it and those who don't. But the only way to make it off the initial is for you to be born again. The first person has to be killed off for you to go there. And then you have those who don't and experience the second death. And as a result, like even when the scripture says that there's some that will not taste death until Christ returns, there's still those afterwards where it says, you know, depart from me, ye goats, or those, you understand, who he judges. So that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as the timeline to get it concerned, this is a broad brush of those who are elect and those who are not, those who wake up, those who do not, those who endure to the end, and those who end up in contempt.
Okay. All right. So I'll work on it based on your premise. This is Daniel 12 is talking about that first resurrection. Now, according to your timeline on this, with that first resurrection, the Hebrew Israelite people is it also like an Edomite could be part of that people who were raised to everlasting glory, or you? Okay, so you have to be a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah. So
seed.
I mean, okay, all right. Here's what I'm saying, right? Like there is. Cap, should I break out the Revelations 21 now and explain this, or because
Listen, brother, there's no resurrection where white people will be
Okay.
equal or joined with
Yeah,
us.
that's fine. I'm fine with that. So you're saying that this resurrection in Daniel 12, those who are raised to everlasting righteousness are only those who are of the seed of Abraham, right?
The physical seed of Abraham,
Yep.
meaning the
This,
Israelites, as to who received the promise. That's the only people that's for. You can't.
Okay.
No other
Okay.
nation could get a piece of that inheritance.
Perfect. So, I guess my first question would be, are you, as Hebrew Israelites, the holy people talked about in the Bible?
Correct. The
Okay.
the holy chosen people, and that's what the Bible says.
Yep, I agree. And to be in this selection of people who are raised to everlasting glory, you must be a Hebrew Israelite, and must you follow the law of Moses?
So you have to follow the law. Now, as far as the law of Moses, we don't have a law as far as an enforcement agency, but as far as the written law, the laws and commandments of God, yes, we have to follow.
Okay, and that includes like the eating certain foods, wearing certain clothes,
Yeah,
kind of like
dietary law. It
yeah.
would encompass everything that was written aforetime, because Christ said, "Think not that I've come to do away with the law, nor the
Right.
prophet."
Right. Yeah, he came to fulfill, not to cast down.
Correct.
Okay, so then when we get to the seventh verse of Daniel chapter 12, I guess my question that then is, according to Daniel 12:7, it says that the resurrection would happen when the power of the holy people is completely shattered. So why is it that you follow all the laws that are talked about by the law of God? You are the chosen seed of Abraham, but your power gets completely shattered.
Okay, so as far as what you're talking about, right? We get destroyed for disobedience. That's what's happened inside of every.
if I could,
Uh,
before you could go, CHAATAZA, Jeremiah 17:4, it would cut
Mhm.
off him. Like it almost sounds like he don't want us to keep any commandments now, or or the Israelites ain't beat down because we still striving to keep the commandments. When Israel been beat down since 70 AD, Christ said, are you familiar with Christ said, now is the prince of this world cast out?
Yeah, correct.
Who was that talk about?
He's talking about the Prince of the Air that was in the workings there in the first century.
Was he cast out?
Yeah, that was the period where it began at the cross.
No, slow down. That's the period where it began.
Mhm.
Is it done?
In my purview, yes, it is done.
What do you mean when you say your peer review it's done, meaning what?
So I'm a full preterist, so I believe in AD 70 Christ
Okay.
returned.
your questions make sense now.
Okay, I
Hmm.
get what you are. So Christ has come back already, right?
Correct.
Wow. So where's the kingdom at?
The kingdom is the inheritance, which is heaven.
And where's that at?
It's not a physical place that you can physically go.
So you gotta die and go to it.
Correct.
And you base that on what?
uh, Based on in Revelation. I'm not sure. I'm sorry what chapters, but it says it's after I think it's after the seventh bowl of wrath is poured out. It says, "Blessed are those who die in the Lord from henceforth." That's the inheritance being given, and access to heaven being given.
So you think that henceforth comes up to now in 2024. If we
Yeah,
die,
it's talking about AD 70. So from AD 70 onward, those who die
whoever
in the Lord are
dies doing
blessed.
what? Whoever dies doing what?
Being in covenantal status with Christ.
So all the Israelites that die can get into that. That's what you're saying?
Sure, yeah. If they believed in Christ,
That's
and
crazy.
they
I think you should believe that. I think you should go teach all white people that.
yeah, I don't know about all white people, but I do have a YouTube channel, and I do
Yeah,
talk about
I
full
think
preterism.
you should go. I think you should go teach your people that. and teach them
Yeah.
that they're gonna die and go there. I think you should do that.
But can you address Daniel 12:7 for me then? Why is your power completely shattered before the resurrection?
Because our power is completely shattered now. The power of Israel is completely shattered.
It says
Right. So
scatter, by the way, scatter.
yeah, I mean the KJV would say scatter, but no, the word nafats, it means for something to be like beaten into dust. So it's not
No
a
problem.
good.
I'll
Yeah.
take whatever definition you want to take.
Thank you.
That's the children of Israel. If you want to say beaten
Yep.
into dust, there's
Yeah.
no temple, there's
Yep.
no kingdom, there's no
hmm
rulership, there's
hmm
nothing. So
Okay.
all of that
Right.
has happened already.
Yeah.
The
So
only the
you
only
agree?
difference where we disagree at is that has so I'll ask you this: has every other kingdom had their heaven here on earth?
I'm sorry. Has every other kingdom had what here on earth?
Had their heaven here on earth? Babylon, the Persians and the Medes, the Romans, have they had their heaven here on earth?
I don't know if I would say they're heaven.
Why
They
is
they
it
had tried
gold? Why is it gold and then silver, then bronze?
because he's giving a parable to Nebuchadnezzar, and obviously he is forming that parable to be okay. You're the head of gold because gold is better than silver, right? So he's
Right.
like, oh no, yeah,
So as
yeah,
they're in their
you're better than
golden,
that.
so as they're in their golden state or in their heaven before they fall, do they experience their heaven?
I
Be
mean,
honest.
I wouldn't say that. No, I would say that they, like in Isaiah 14, we're told that Nebuchadnezzar kind of, because he had tried to place himself on the same level as God,
It's
he
not that he
was
didn't.
okay
It's not that he tried. He did it. He said
in
his
his own
nest,
mind, right? Yeah.
right. He said his nest among the stars. So he had his heavenly state. That's why it
Okay.
says that's why it says thou shalt be brought down, right?
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they had their heavenly state. So every kingdom had their heavenly state, but for some reason, Christians believe that their kingdom has to go to some place nobody else sees.
hmm
But that's not what God said. God said, I saw, like, even if you go by your preterist point of view, God said he saw the new heaven and new earth descending, I'm sorry,
Yep.
New Jerusalem descending like a dove on earth.
No, that's not what it says. It says like a bride, adorned as a bride out of the out of the heaven,
Where is it coming to?
down to earth. Yeah.
Shalom. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but it's
Don't,
not physical. That's so the New Jerusalem is the new covenant. Galatians 4. Paul identifies the heavenly Jerusalem as the new covenant. You can't
so
see a
Revelation
covenant.
21 and 1, I saw a new heaven and a new earth. That new heaven and new earth is talking about the state of this place. For the first heaven and
Okay.
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Yep.
And I heard a great voice of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he
Mhm.
would dwell with them. Doesn't say
Yep.
you going to some spooky place to do it.
Right. So the dwelling of God with man is the undoing of the curse of Adam when Adam was cast out of the Garden of Eden.
Where?
Garden of Eden is typological to
But
heaven,
where?
where
Where's he
what
going to dwell with men at?
he dwells within us. It's not something that you
Where?
can see in our
Where?
like within us spiritually.
So
That is us.
on earth or
Yeah.
somewhere else?
Yeah. On earth, right? Yeah. That's us being in a covenantal status with him, though.
Got you. So why we killing? Why we murdering? Why did that
Because
cat
there's
drive
still
that truck in New
killers
Orleans?
and murderers. Revelation 22 verses 14 and 15. There's still
But
murderers,
where's the place?
idolaters, sexually
I
immoral
get that,
people.
no problem. But
Yep.
where? Remember, if you're gonna go with Revelations 22, that's what you just quoted, right?
Yep.
Because I think it says all them that are without are dogs. Is that the verse? Is it 21 or
Yep.
20?
Outside the gates. Yep.
Got you. So where are the gates at?
It's not literal gates. It's talking about being out of that covenantal status.
That's the difference. So the difference between how we teach and you teach is that those gates are literal. Those gates is
hmm
where the children of Israel, the names of them. I think we might let me see.
That's my question is going to be in 21 after those gates, Cap. So Revelations 21
That's what I thought it was 21. That's I was looking
is,
for it in 22, but
yeah, it
it's
is
not there.
21. And I
yeah.
And I got whenever you done with.
No, you got it, CHAATAZA. Because I was going there. You could take it.
So then this kingdom in Revelations 21, where is it located?
The kingdom?
This kingdom, this New Jerusalem, this heaven, this kingdom with these gates that's continually open. Where is it located?
It's not a physical place. It's located nowhere. You can't touch it, taste it, smell it. Christ says the kingdom is within your midst.
So explain this to me, right? In Revelations 21 and then 24, when it says, and the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor to it, and the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no light, right? This right here, where's that happening?
That's the access to the new covenant, because Christ is our light, so there is no night. That's what like Genesis 1:3 and John 1:1 expound upon that. That there was the darkness and the light. So when we're in the covenant with Christ, we're in the light. It's not physical.
You know what my problem with that is?
I don't know.
This is also a prophecy from inside the book of Isaiah.
Correct. Yep.
Right. And inside of Isaiah, there is nowhere where that was described as something non-physical. Everything in there was physically happening on earth and was a material place.
Not necessarily. Like if you look at Isaiah 13, the language there is that the sun and moon are darkened, the stars do not give their light, right? And this is what Christ draws on this on the Olivet Discourse. But Isaiah 13 is about the kingdom of Babylon falling to the Medo-Persians. That didn't really happen. Same with Isaiah 34. It says that the land of Edom is going to be turned to burning pitch and the smoke will go up forever, but yet there's animals dwelling in Edom. So this is obviously not literal.
So what you talking about right now, and even if you were to go to the land of Edom, it absolutely is destroyed. Like it's literally down to so when it talks about that forever, it's there. But what we're talking about is you can't go to Isaiah 13. You can't go to Isaiah 15, 20, 27 when this is quoting Isaiah 60. So if we want the context of what's happening, we have to go to Isaiah 60. And what you're describing there is not happening. All of this is physically happening on earth.
But if we have the precedent for Isaiah using highly poetic imagery, poetic language, then we can look at the context of this prophecy being given in Isaiah 60 and see that it's not literal kings that are going to be bringing people into a physical city. Again, Galatians 4, Paul, not me, not Truth and Telos Ministries, but Paul identifies the Jerusalem above as the new covenant. So, and then he starts performing midrash in Isaiah 54. And in Isaiah 54, Isaiah starts talking about how the new Jerusalem is encrusted with gems and its pinnacles are made of rubies and sapphires, which is nothing but Revelation 21. But it's talking about the new covenant. So you don't go somewhere to get into the new covenant. You don't drive there and park your car and walk inside of it.
You're saying this, right? And
no, Paul said it. I'm sorry, Paul said it.
No, you're adding all of this, all of these.
I'm really not. I just gave you the verses.
This is what I mean. What you just did a moment ago that I accused you of, you just did again by running to Paul when we see a distinct quote from Isaiah 60. So now you cannot find a spiritual nature inside of Isaiah 60. All of this would have to be physical. You're adding that.
So let's go to Isaiah 60.
Hold on. You're adding that to your paradigm. Nothing in there makes any sense concerning what you're saying, because you need to make everything in the Bible spiritual for the physical attributes that haven't been fulfilled as a preterist. So you could just say, oh, that's spiritual. Oh, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Oh, no, that's the covenant. But you cannot quantify that when it comes down to prophecies that are being quoted from the past.
So we can talk about Isaiah 60. You want to go verse by verse? Because verse 1 is resurrection imagery, and it's talking about the light having come. The light is the new covenant. So we already know it's covenantal language in the first verse of Isaiah 60.
Yeah. So just so you know, that's not like what you're doing is you're adding that to it. You know what I'm saying? The light is talking about Israel coming out of the darkness because
Okay.
but no, hear this really good, right?
Yep, I'm listening.
Because what you were just talking about as far as Israel losing power, that was the darkness. This is why Israel needs to come into light, because that's their redemption. So what we're reading here, as far as you talking about the covenant, yeah, the covenant of redemption for Israel to rule again. So what you're insinuating, if we keep reading the way you're phrasing it, is not what we see here. So let's read it. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Everything that we're reading is talking about how, because you're the one who loves to jump to different chapters. Why you ain't jumped to Isaiah 14 when it talks about how Israel shall take captives of whose captives they were? That's the whole point. The darkness is Israel in captivity. The light is Israel coming out of captivity.
Okay, so I'll stay in Isaiah 60. We can talk about Isaiah 14 as well. But Isaiah 60, in Revelation 21, it says that that light is in the New Jerusalem, right? Can we agree that? So this light that's talked about in verse 1 and 2, that's in New Jerusalem, right?
Absolutely, because this is a parallel, which is why it's quoting from
Right.
Isaiah 60.
Right. I agree. All of Revelation is doing not all John is doing in Revelation is pulling from the Old Testament. I agree with you. But that's why I'm telling you in Galatians 4, Paul says that the New Jerusalem is the new covenant. I'm not saying it. I'm not adding that to the text.
That argument in Galatians 4, now that's not literal. The argument in Galatians 4 is not even about the covenant. The argument in Galatians 4 is about being under the law as opposed to being under grace. When you read verse 21, tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do you not hear the law? For it is written that Abraham had two sons. Now we're getting into why he's saying that. When he says had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was of the promise. So this is all about being under the carnal. You was gonna say something?
Yeah, but read the next verse. Verse
I'm not
24
gonna
is
stop.
paramount.
If you would have been quiet, I'd
Okay.
have kept going. This
Okay.
is talking about being under the law of punishment or being spiritually redeemed. So verse 24, when it says, which things are allegory, these are the two covenants. So the allegory is now he's going to use Hagar and Sarah as an allegory for the two covenants. The one from Mount Sinai, which gendereth the bondage, that's the Hagar. The one, which is Hagar. That's what it says right there, verse 25. For this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to Jerusalem, which now is and is in bondage with her own children. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. So he's not saying this to use it how you're using it. He's saying this because the context of this argument is being under the law or being spiritually redeemed in the New Testament. So we can get back to Isaiah 60 because that doesn't make sense what you're trying to say it means. But I know a
Wait.
lot of
Okay.
people, I've heard a lot of people, I heard Muslims try to use this, preterists try to use this, and everybody else try to use this and not put it in the proper
Okay.
context to what it's talking
Okay.
about.
I want to use it in the proper context, but
I just want
can
to
I
hear
just
Isaiah 60 and 10 in the proper context.
Right.
Yeah, no,
Right.
we can, but again, that's why I'm saying you agree that this light is in the New Jerusalem. But okay, let's look at. I want to know
Galatians
what
4 is
Galatians
not
4
about
says.
the just for the record, Galatians 4 is not about the New Jerusalem. Galatians 4 is just Paul using Hagar and Sarah to talk about being
Okay.
under the law because she was the bondwoman and
Mm,
Sarah being free. And now we're
okay.
free to be in the New Testament
Okay.
away from the bondage of the old. That's it. Let's get back
He
to
says
Isaiah.
they represent two covenants, right?
He said it's an allegory. So
For what?
you're right. Listen, when you read it, he tells you Hagar represents the old covenant. Sarah represents the new covenant. So that when
Okay.
someone look 1 second. So when an Israelite who committed adultery, who didn't keep the Passover, under the old covenant or under the Haggah and the allegory, he would have to die for that or get punished for that. Under Sarah or under the new covenant, he's free from that. Now, can we please get back to Isaiah 60? Because that ain't got nothing to do with Galatians 4 ain't got
I
nothing to
mean,
do with
you're
that.
kind of running away from that text a little bit, but that's
I
okay.
didn't run
We
for,
can go
wait,
there.
slow down, 50.
Well,
You
you're not
asked
letting
me
me
to
engage
read
you on it.
24
Yeah,
because
you didn't let me
the
engage on
only
it.
person, that's running is you running from Isaiah 60 that CHAATAZA
I'm
brought out.
I'm okay with Isaiah 60. We can go
Okay,
through
so
it,
let's
but
stay.
I'm making my point that that you both agreed that Isaiah 60 is talking about the new Jerusalem, the heavenly Jerusalem, and I'm showing
We don't
you
say
where Paul
heavenly
calls it.
Jerusalem. We just say
Okay,
New Jerusalem.
okay, sorry, the new Jerusalem. But I'm
Mhm.
showing you where Paul is equating this new Jerusalem, the one that comes down out of heaven, to the new covenant, and you're
And
saying
what
no,
I'm
no, no,
telling
it's
you,
not.
where we disagree at
Yeah.
is in Galatians 4. He's not talking about a heavenly kingdom coming down. That's why it starts off by saying which things are allegory. Once he says allegory, it's not in the literal sense. So you got to look at the context. That's
Correct.
why I read. So if you read 21, does it say, tell me ye that desire to be under the law? Is he talking about the law? Or is he talking about the kingdom of heaven?
He's talking about the law of Moses.
No, thank you. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, one by the bondmaid, the other by a free woman, right?
Correct. So the sons of
So
Israel that were
so this
under the
is the
law of
subject.
Moses.
So wait, slow down. So is the subject still the law?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. The subject is still the law. And then he
Correct.
says, it's written, one is under the bondmaid, one is the free woman. The bondmaid represents being under law. The free woman represents being in the New Testament. Do we agree?
The free one, yes, the new covenant. Correct.
Thank you. But he was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by the promise, which things are allegory. So what's the allegory?
That Hagar is Mount Sinai, which represents the law of Moses, because that's where the law of Moses came down,
The law of
or I
Moses,
guess God came down to Sinai.
The law of Moses not is not used here. Under the law is used here. So the
Which
allegory of
law do you
Hagar,
think he's talking about?
because under so this is why white people can't teach the Bible. When it says under the law always existed before Moses. Being
Correct.
under the law is talking about the punishments of the law. Because we're still under something, even being under grace, you have to keep the law. We agree, right?
No, no, I don't think the law of Moses
So
is
you're
in
saying under
effect.
grace, so under grace you can still commit adultery under grace?
No, absolutely not. But it has
Can
nothing to
you
do with the law
sleep
of
with your
Moses.
can you sleep with your sister under grace?
No, that's you can't
Okay
do that.
then. So you still have to keep the law, right?
No, the law of Moses has nothing
You
to
see the
do with
problem,
it.
hey, Kadazai, you see the problem? I just brought up two things in the law that he
Correct.
said we can't break, but you're
Correct.
saying we don't have to keep the law.
Correct. Because in Second Corinthians
Wait, am
3,
I going crazy right now,
no,
Kadazai?
no, no, no.
Yes,
Just hold on.
this is
In second,
hypocrisy, and he's still
no,
ranting
it's
on
no, it's
Isaiah
not.
60.
Because in
We're gonna get
Second
right back.
Corinthians,
Listen, Kadazai, you is not gonna not teach Isaiah 60. You gonna
okay,
you
look,
is
look,
going to get
look.
Isaiah
You
60
I've been
out.
you you
waiting.
you
I've
keep
been
bringing
waiting.
up other things that you think are a gotcha, but they're not.
I'm
I'm
not bring
agreeing
no,
with you.
no, I'm not doing no gotcha
No,
moments. I
I'm
read
agreeing with you
Galatians,
that constituent.
I
Okay,
I read
I know.
Galatians 4 and
Yeah.
21.
Okay,
The
but
subject is this is the question he asked before he broke anything down. The question he
right.
asked, do you desire tell me ye that desire to be under the law, do you not hear the law? That's the subject, is the law. Being under the
Correct.
law is under Moses, if you committed adultery, what happened to you?
Yeah, you were to be killed.
Thank you. Christ,
Yep.
under the New Testament, if you committed adultery, you were given a second chance, but you cannot go commit adultery again. We agree, right?
I don't even think you can commit to adultery at all. I don't know where it's talking about giving a second chance.
Christ gave the woman that was caught in the act of adultery a second chance, did he not?
Oh, right, right. Well, yeah. So
So,
yeah,
but
that's
but
talking
could
about
she?
metanoia. Yeah,
Yeah, but did
he
she
repents.
commit?
Yeah.
But right, so that's what I'm talking about. That's the freedom that this is talking about. Under Sarah or under the New Testament, we're free from being under that law. Now, CHAATAZA, we can get back to Isaiah. He can't use Galatians 4. You got it.
Yeah, and just so you know, the whole reason we went even to Galatians 4 is because you utilized that to try to run from what we were saying inside of
No,
Isaiah. So
not running,
could
but
you
okay.
please express how Isaiah 60 and 10, while 60, 10 through 14 is literally, you know what I'm saying, what's quoted in Revelations 21, how this is spiritual. You want to rectify that for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So where we're going to obviously disagree is that again, I'm not gonna say it because you guys are just gonna say I'm running, but you know, in my purview, this is talking about in the New Jerusalem, which is the new covenant. So if I look at verse 10, it says here, let's see. Yeah, and he beautifies and will build the sons of the stranger your walls, and their kings shall minister to you. For in my wrath I struck, but in my favor I pitied you, and shall be open your gates always, day or night, not shall they be shut, and bring to you the wealth of the nations and their kings. Uh, for the nation and the kingdom that not will serve you, they shall perish. Yep.
Oh, okay. So now, can you explain how this happens in your paradigm? Because what we see here is, just so you know, what we just read is the Lord has mercy on Israel. He smote us. That was the darkness. That was the loss of power, as you talked about in Daniel. But now he's redeeming us. That's the light, how it's shining on us, his favor, his mercy. So now the Gentiles, the other nation, the strangers are serving us, and the ones who won't get destroyed. How does that happen in the kingdom?
Because it's talking about not being in covenant. So if you're not in covenant with Christ, when you die, you get annihilated. But if you are in covenant with Christ, when you die, you go to heaven. So this is, again, the whole point that
So
he's using.
You don't see that this is talking about even if I took some crazy pills with you, right? And I try to get into your paradigm. You can't see that in this covenant, it's separating Israelites from Gentiles.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And can you see that these are literal Israelites and literal Gentiles?
Yeah, absolutely. So Isaiah is written to bloodline Jews, right?
And Revelations quoted Isaiah and utilized it to talk about this kingdom, this Jerusalem for bloodline Jews.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, those Jews of the first century definitely got what was promised to them.
Okay. Oh, wait. So this is just what I want to know then. So then in your paradigm, since we're coming here talking about bloodline Jews, that means in this kingdom, the bloodline Gentiles have to serve Israel to be a part of your covenant?
No, they're brought into the city. They're brought into the gates, and then Romans 11, we become Israel.
Whoa. You see this? Y'all see it? Y'all see what happened here when we start talking about it? No. What we talked about here is that they come in through the gates as servants. They come in through the gates as strangers and servants, from the lowest of them to their kings. If they don't want to be servants in those gates, what happens?
They're destroyed.
And
utterly destroyed.
And who are they servants to?
Or perished.
And who are they servants to?
They're serving to Israel.
So
correct.
So basically, for y'all, you being a Gentile, you gonna die, go to the kingdom of heaven, and then serve Israel in heaven?
No, because I am an Israelite, according to Romans 11. I'm grafted into the root, which is Christ.
This is where the lies start to scatter. So wait. But just to be clear, I'm sorry, Cap. Do you want to say something?
No. Good.
So in Isaiah, though, right, which Revelations is quoting, you believe that this was bloodline Israelites who received that position and bloodline Gentiles who served.
Yeah, in that language, correct. It's definitely Isaiah is talking to bloodline Israelites and using very poetic language for them for the promises of God. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Revelations is quoting that, so you can't equate yourself to a non-blood Israelite to make you Israel.
Right.
Well, I'm not doing it. Romans 11 does it for me.
Romans 11 doesn't.
Got it.
No sweat. Romans 11 don't do that. The ones that don't serve, where do they go?
they perish. They get
Where?
annihilated when they die.
So then the Gentiles, they don't have to be good, right? So you saying they still dying and going to that kingdom to serve?
No, I'm saying if they die physically on earth, if you die not in covenant with Christ, you do not go to heaven.
But
So this is
so
what
how
is
do the
being talked
kings?
about.
So how do the kings minister?
Again, Isaiah is using poetic imagery
I'm
to
just
talk
asking,
about
is
the
how do they get the option to make the choice of serving or dying?
it's either being in the covenant or out. That's the
No,
choice. So
no.
if they're
It
in the
says for the
covenant or
nation
out of the
and
covenant.
kingdom, Isaiah
Hmm.
60 and 12 says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve, first of all, it
Right.
says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not
Correct.
be shut day nor night, that they may bring
Hmm.
unto thee the forces of the Gentiles. In your paradigm, all of this is taking place in some spiritual realm. So are you
Correct. This
saying
is
that
metaphorical language. Right.
it's not metaphorical language? You said this is
Well, that's your opinion.
where is this taking place at?
It's talking about when people turn to Christ and they enter into the covenant with Christ. That is what imagery Isaiah is drawing on in chapter 60.
So
The
what
kings bringing
nation?
people into
What?
the city.
So right now, what nation or kingdom is the children of Israel forcing? Because when verse 11 says, "Therefore thy gates shall be open continually," where's those gates at?
That's talking about the access to the covenant. At
Where is it
any
at? That's not answering. I didn't
it
ask you what it
it's not
is.
a literal
I
place.
one sec.
This is what I started my whole
So who
entire thing with.
controls the gates?
Well, ultimately, it's God keeping the gates open
No,
because
no,
of the
no,
light of the
no.
city.
Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be
Hmm.
shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles. So, who's the men that bring the forces of the Gentiles to the gates? Who's that?
It tells you it's the kings, it's everything like that.
The
It's talking
kings are
about
the ones
humanity as a
being
whole.
brought. That's not answering the question. The kings are the ones being brought. Who's the men that's bringing them? Who are they?
No, that's okay.
I'm gonna read it
So
again.
yeah.
They get hard, CHAATAZA. This verse 11.
Mhm.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. Who's the men that's bringing unto thee the forces of the
It,
Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought?
yeah, that hold on a second. That's not what that says. It says that
You said
they shall not be
that's not what it
shut day or
says.
night to bring to you the wealth of the
That's
nations
not
and
no
their
no
kings.
no no
There's
no
no men anywhere
no.
in there.
No, that's a lie. Isaiah 60 and 11. Therefore thy gate shall be open continually, that they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
So
Okay.
in the actual Hebraic text here,
Hmm.
because I've got an interlinear Bible right in front of me, I'm not seeing the word men
No problem.
bringing anybody, but even
No problem. Let's take the men
yeah,
out.
but
Let's
yeah,
no
we can
problem.
even if, no, we can
Listen,
leave it in
it's
if you
not that
want.
deep.
I'm
It's
okay
not
with
that
that.
deep. Let's take men out. That
Okay.
it shall be shut day nor night, that
Right.
may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. Who's
Hmm.
bringing them to thee?
It's so okay. If you want to use the language of men,
All I want to
that's
know is
fine because
who's
it's talking
bringing
about
them to
it's
thee.
talking about gospelizing. It's talking
Who's
about
bringing?
preaching the gospel.
I'm not asking. I didn't ask you for a breakdown. I
Okay.
asked you who's
Who
bringing
those who
them.
speak the word of God are the ones
No,
bringing them into
no,
the gates.
no, and that their
Well,
king
you
is.
say no, but
So
you can't prove
the
that.
do you know what is the forces of the Gentiles?
I have no idea what you're talking about with the forces of the
It
Gentiles.
says unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
In verse 11,
Yeah. Now you got rid of men. I gave you men. It's italicized. I give that to
yeah,
you.
it's talking about the
It
wealth,
says it's
the
not just
wealth of
the
the nations.
wealth, also the military. When you look up that word forces, it's the army. It's the wealth. It's the efficiency. It's the strength.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
where
that's
is the
fine.
strength? No problem. So where's the strength in the army of the Gentiles being brought to this place?
Well, yeah, it would be being in the new covenant. We are not called to go to battle. We're called to
That's a
actually
lie.
turn our swords into
See, and
pruning
now this
hooks.
this is my problem with, because
Okay.
like all you doing is just windmilling. Now you're saying you're not forced to go to battle, and the reason why
That's
men
what
is
God says.
and this is you said that's what God says.
Yeah, it's a covenant of peace. Isaiah
Can
54.
somebody
It's a
give me
covenant of peace.
Jeremiah 51:20? I'm gonna read it. It says, "Thou art my battle axe." Jeremiah
Uh-huh.
51:20. Thou art my battle axe and
Oh,
weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms. I don't know what God you serve, but that's not what the Bible says. If I was to go to Ezekiel 35, I'm trying to find the verse. I
Should
think
be
it's in Ezekiel. Is it
should,
Ezekiel 35, Kadazai?
it's 35 and 25 should be.
No, I don't go that low.
wait a second, though.
No second.
Is Jeremiah 51
Mm-hmm.
talking about the
Mm-hmm.
Medo-Persians, bro? What? Hold
You
on,
would
let
have
me
to
make
show me
sure.
what you would have to show me where
Yeah, it's in
that
verse
happened.
11.
Nah, hold on.
Jeremiah
I'm
51:11.
see through.
Oh, I'm sorry, 25 and 14.
Ezekiel 20, that's what I wanted. Ezekiel 25:14. Because you say God is not about war. That's weird to me that you said that. Because I'm gonna come right back to Isaiah 25, 60. Ezekiel 25:14 says, "And I will lay vengeance upon Edom, my hand, the people of Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my
Correct.
fury, and they shall know my God." One more
Yep.
verse, since you're a good Edomite. In Obadiah, it says Esau or Edom shall be cut off forever. Now, in the verse, and I back in Isaiah 60, the nation that will not serve, what will happen to them?
They perish.
They
Correct.
perish by who?
By God.
No, by Israel. That's
Well, okay.
Israel. That's Israel
By
doing.
not being
So
in
when
the
you say
covenant.
when you say like all of that sounds good, because then and when you keep going down, and we could yield after this, kind of that's up to you. When you keep reading down, verse 13 says, "The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, the box tree." So I guess all these trees. When you get to verse, where's the next verse I wanted? 17, for the brass and gold. I guess all of that is spiritually coming in, God desire. All of that just spiritually
Correct.
coming in. That is crazy. Hey,
Yeah,
you
well,
show
God
me.
God says he doesn't
Hey, you got it,
desire those
Kadazai.
types of things. He desires mercy. So it's
You
it's
got it,
covenantal
Kadazai.
language. But
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I just
you
want to
know
make
what?
sure.
What?
Hold
Here's
on.
what I want to make sure. In Romans the 11th chapter, it says,
Yeah,
"So all Israel shall be saved," as it is written. It
correct.
doesn't. It doesn't say all nations shall be saved.
You're right, because you are not a nation when you
We
believe
are a
in Christ.
nation.
You're part of Israel.
We are a nation. In the beginning of Romans the 11th chapter, it says, "Has God cast away His people?"
His
God
people.
forbid.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
Paul's writing
not. You're
2,000 years ago.
you're not His people.
Well, no,
Edomites,
correct. Paul,
listen, Edomites, Moabites, Jebusites, Canaanites, Hamites, you have never been his people, ever.
right. Well, 2,000 years ago when Paul was writing, that's accurate, right? But now the Gentiles become the spiritual Israel
No, they
when we
don't.
believe in Christ.
No, they
Well,
don't.
that's what the chapter says, man. It
That's
says
not what
that
there's show me in a
yeah,
chapter where you
okay.
become a spiritual Israelite.
Because we are grafted in.
What
We
verse
are
do
the
you become a
wild olive
spirit?
tree.
What verse do you become a
The
spiritual Israelite?
wild olive tree, contrary to nature, being grafted into the
Why
root
does it
that
say
makes us
why
holy.
does it say contrary to nature?
Because
It
we are
doesn't say
not
matter of
bloodline
fact, it doesn't
Israel.
say let me rephrase, because it doesn't say contrary to nature. It says, "Thou will say," I'm sorry, in verse 17, "And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree were grafted in among them, and were partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree." You know,
Hmm.
is it talking about a tree, or is it talking about branches?
So you're right. It's talking about branches because the root is what makes us holy. That's Christ.
And what no. Do you have this is so fucking funny to me.
And then,
So do you know this? So we agree that the root and holy is one tree, right?
well, yeah, the root is what makes the tree. The things that shoot off the
That's
tree
what
are
I'm
the
saying. The root,
branches.
right? So the root and holy. So I don't want to use the word holy. We agree that the root is the tree, right?
Yep, correct. That's
And
Christ.
so if the root be holy, so are the branches, right?
Correct. Yep.
And if some of the branches be broken off, that's from the same root, right?
Yeah, correct. Now they're no longer part of the tree though, because they're not getting
Be-
nourishment from the
But
root. They
were they a
died.
part of? But were they a part of the
Of
tree?
course. Of course.
Right. And thou being a wild olive tree were grafted in. Here's
Yep.
what's wrong with you people. Y'all think thou being a wild olive tree is a different tree. When the thou
Well,
being a wild olive tree is the same tree. The reason why it's called a wild olive tree is because the branches are broken off and they're not growing back. So now, in a normal environment, in a normal tree environment, would a branch be put back on the tree?
that's a rhetorical question. I don't think
It's
it
not
has an
rhetorical.
answer.
If a branch breaks off a tree, like if a tree is outside your house or in a
Yep.
field or in a park, and that
Mhm.
branch breaks off, does it go back on the tree and grow?
No, not like by itself. It doesn't grow legs and put itself back on the tree. But
No,
this
no,
is
no. I
not
ain't talking
using
about.
that.
I'm not. No, 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 no. I'm not talking about growing legs and put. I'm talking about does that branch get put back? If even if you put the branch back on the tree, would it grow into the tree?
Uh, if it's grafted back on, yeah, that's horticulture.
I'm not talking about the text now. I'm talking about a literal tree in a field, in a park. If that branch breaks off, that's now a detached. It can't go back on that tree, right?
It can if it's grafted back onto the tree. Like I said, that is horticulture.
When you say grafted back on, you talk about if somebody puts that
Correct.
branch, right? But it's
Correct.
still initially a part of that same tree. It's just being put back on, right?
Like, yeah, I suppose, right?
You just walked yourself right into that kind of stuff.
Not
You
not
just walked
really,
yourself. No, yes,
because
you did.
he
Because
goes on and says that same thing
one
in
second,
Romans 11.
I'm gonna tell you why you walked yourself
Oh,
into
geez.
that.
Okay.
Because when you go to Jeremiah 11, when you go to Jeremiah, the book
Mm-hmm.
of Jeremiah, the 11th chapter and the
Mm-hmm.
16th verse, it clearly
Okay.
says, "The Lord called thy name a green olive tree, fair and goodly fruit. With the noise of a great tumult, he hath kindled a fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken." So now
Mm-hmm.
the branches of Israel was broken off that olive tree or the root back in Jeremiah. So in
Okay.
Jeremiah, excuse me, so in Romans 11 and 1, when it says, "Have God cast away his people? God forbid." And he talks about the root, which you already agreed, the root is the tree. And you agreed that the branches
Mm-hmm.
that broke off that tree are the ones that are now being reattached to that tree. That's what makes it a wild olive tree because the branches are being grafted back on a tree, and that's opposite of nature. It's not natural for branches to be put.
Oh yeah, no, that
Yeah,
doesn't work. That doesn't
that's
work.
the only thing that does work because at the conclusion of the whole matter, Paul says, "And so all Israel shall be saved,
Okay.
as it
Right.
is written." There is
Right.
nothing written that non-Israelites will be saved.
Dude, okay, so that's like the weirdest perversion of that chapter I've ever heard. But let's talk about when he says then in verse 17, if certain of the branches were broken off, and thou, being a wild olive tree, was grafted in among them, and a fellow partaker of the root and of the fatness of the olive tree thou didst become, do not boast against the branches. And if thou dost boast, thou dost not bear the root, but the root thee. Thou wilt say, the branches were broken off that I might be grafted in. Correct. By unbelief they were broken off, and thou hast stood by faith. Be not high minded, but be fearing. For if God the natural branches did not spare, lest perhaps he also shall not spare thee. Lo then, goodness and severity of God upon those indeed who fell, severity and upon thee goodness. And if thou mayest remain in the goodness, otherwise thou also shall be cut off. Um, Verse 24, for if thou out of the olive tree wild by nature was cut out, and contrary to nature was grafted onto a good olive tree, how much
Mm,
rather shall they who are according to
mm,
nature be grafted into their own tree? So
mm,
it is two trees. You're saying no, there's no two trees. He
mm.
literally says there's two trees.
It's not two trees.
That he literally says, if out of the olive tree
If that
wild
it
by
says if
nature
thou
thou
were
was
cut
cuttest
off,
off.
it says if thou were cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted
Yeah.
contrary to nature into a good olive tree.
A good olive
It's
tree. It's a
right.
separate tree, sir.
No, in the metaphor, the only reason the tree is good now is because of Christ. That's why I referenced Jeremiah 11 and 16. Jeremiah
Okay,
11
that's
and
fine.
16 lets you Jeremiah 11 and 16 lets you know that the branches was broken. When you go to 17, for the Lord of hosts that planted thee have pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and of house of Judah, which they have done
Hmm.
against themselves to provoke me against Baal. That's why Paul is using the tree to let us know those branches that was broken off in Jeremiah now get to come back.
No,
The boasting has nothing to do with non-Israelites boasting against other Israelites. The boasting has
absolutely
to
not.
do,
He's actually drawing. He's
yeah.
drawing on Zechariah
Katazai,
4 right there.
Katazai.
Actually,
Hold on, predators. Listen, this is what's amazing. The version he read was that they were broken off for disbelief.
Right.
So for you to have been broken off means that you had to have the belief in the first place to get broken off to not disbelief. The Gentiles never believed for them to come in the first place. They were broken off for disbelief. So they had to have a
no.
foreknowledge. Who had the
Yeah.
foreknowledge?
That's not
What
what Romans
belief did
11
they
is saying.
have?
He's talking about Jews being the ones that were broken off because there were Jews who denied Christ in the first century. They're cut
But
off.
hey,
The
where was
Gentiles
Issachar?
get
Hey,
grafted
where
in,
was
but
Issachar that denied Christ?
they were all there. They were right there in the
Nah, nah.
yeah,
Where
in the
was
Roman Empire.
no? Where was Naphtali? Where was
They're
Gad?
in the Roman Empire.
No, they was not. No,
Yes, they
no, they
were.
was not.
James 1:1 to the 12 tribes of the dispersion.
Yeah,
Greetings. James wrote that 2,000 years
yeah.
ago, bro.
Wait,
We're not even
Wait,
going to go down that route.
wait,
That's
You
fake
you
doctrine.
just hurt yourself.
Absolutely
Wait,
false.
You,
Cap, you
hey,
want to tell them or
I
should
heard
I?
it, Cat. I heard it, Cat. I heard it, Cat. I heard
You heard
it,
it?
Cat. Yeah, he said to the 12 tribes which was scattered abroad.
Are those physical
Hmm.
tribes or spiritual
come,
tribes?
come back to the branch. Hey, was those spiritual tribes or was those literal
No,
tribes?
they're literal bloodline Jews James is
Wait.
writing
So,
to. But he was,
and
dude, he's
James,
writing to him
wait, wait, wait,
2,000
wait, wait,
years ago.
wait, and so those are literal. Now that's a letter, correct? Like that's mail.
Yep. Yep.
Are you a bloodline Jew?
Nope.
Then why are you opening up someone else's mail? That
Oh, so
wasn't written
that's what
for
you're going to
you.
go to. Oh,
That's
you're not
not
allowed to
written
read
for
that.
you.
It's
You
not for
put
No,
you.
you're
stuff that
not.
wasn't even written for you.
No, you're not allowed to
Yeah.
read it. That's the
That's
point.
that's
That's
fine,
the
but it doesn't change away the fact that 2,000 years ago James was writing letters to them. They were in the Roman Empire. Peter 1, First Peter
listen.
1.
When you say it doesn't change the fact that he was writing letters to them, you're right. It doesn't change the fact. And it doesn't change the fact 2,000 years later that those same letter was written to them. The letter don't change no matter how much time has passed. If
Yeah,
you
but what
take
I'm
the
saying
American,
is
slow
those
down. If you
people had
take
to
the
be there
American
for him to write the letter
Constitution,
to,
one
bro.
second. If you take the American Constitution, which was written in 1776, and pass up to 2025, what are we in 2025? Is that where we at right
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
Yeah, we're
25.
in 2025.
You can't change the Constitution and put Chinese people in there. You can't change the Constitution and put Japanese
Right.
people in there and say it was written like this 500 years ago, but it's changed now. And you just said right. So if you can't
Yeah,
change
I'm
who
not
the
I'm not
American,
equating
no,
that.
yes you
That was
are.
never
Yes
my
you
that
are,
oh
because
my
you
god.
said this was written at the. You even made a point earlier in this conversation said that was true for Israel 2,000 years ago,
2,000
but it's
years ago.
changed.
Hmm.
Right. So you're changing who the letter was written to because that's what you want to do. But you just said and
No.
agreed that you cannot change the American Constitution and
Dude,
who it's written to.
what are
I
you
got one
talking
last
about?
question. I just got one last question. What's
Uh-huh.
5 plus 5?
I don't know. But real
Wait, no,
quick,
no, 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 no. This is a real question. And once you, I'm gonna let you go do whatever you want after you answer this question. What's 5 plus 5?
don't boot me if I give the answer because I have one more verse
Just
I want to
answer
ask
the
about.
question. What's
10.
5 plus 5?
Uh,
Did he get him? Did he get rid of?
we got him.
Okay, good job.
Oh man.
You know what's crazy though, Katasa? This nigga knows the shit.
That means he's been watching for a
That
little
nigga
bit.
been watching the show. That nigga been
You know,
watching this.
for anybody who watched this, I'm going to tell you why this was so great. Was because it was really a polarizing point to show how much they have to change context to fit their paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's no
Real talk.
scriptural integrity then, because it's like yes, this is what it was then, but not now. Why then would he quote it? And like, where's the addendum? it's not
Right.
there. So what are
Real
you
talk.
talking about? You know what I mean? Like, to say that all of this is fulfilled already, and then you gotta die to get the kingdom of heaven.
Mm.
And then if you a Gentile, for you, that's terrible, because then you dying and going straight into servitude. It's crazy.
It was wild, yo. It was wild as hell, yo. That Isaiah 60 gets him every time, man. You could just start there, Isaiah 60.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm about to move into that building and just chill. Like, real talk. That's about to be the new apartment complex.
God.
What do you want to end it?
We got. I mean, that's up to you, man. I'm about. Yeah, I'm about.
We got one call on the line, and we got one cat on the live stream.
That's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Which all right. Well, I believe we could take one more, but which one do you want to do, live stream or you want to do phone? You already on the live stream.
Yeah, I'm on the live.
So, it's the same cat, Zadok.
Yeah.
You got another question?
I got one more question. What the hell is it?
You gotta mute him on one eye. You can't have him on.
If we taking too long,
I'm sorry
if
about
we
that.
taking
I'm
too
sorry about
long,
that.
let's see through the phone call.
What about Ezra chapter 7? Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 56.
What about it?
What you think about it?
Read it.
All right, hold on. Grab it up for you.
He sound drunk.
No, I ain't drunk. That's the echo on the that's in the frequency. I don't know what I'm doing that.
When
No,
it
it's
says we did
Ezra.
not think that we should suffer for it after death.
Yeah.
Yeah, you in Second Ezra's, right?
Yes, sir.
Go to
Well,
chapter
while we live.
14. Go to chapter 14, verse 35.
You said chapter 14?
Yeah, chapter 14, verse 35.
Verse 35. All right, got
Mm-hmm.
you. All right, I'm good.
For after death shall the
For after
judgment come.
death shall the judgment come, we shall live again.
We shall
And
what?
then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
So
Let
when
no
will the
man
work?
therefore come unto me.
1 second, I slow down. So when will the works
Mhm.
of the ungodly and the righteous be declared?
I didn't hear you. Repeat that again.
The text says, "After death shall the judgment come, and we shall live again." So are we gonna live again?
Well, yeah, the righteous are going to live again.
They don't say the righteous. It says, "For after death shall the judgment come, and we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared." So the righteous and the ungodly get judged after death and when they're born again. You see
That's
how
how
it
you
says?
perceive it.
I'm gonna read it again. For after death shall the judgment come. We agree, right? That's what the text say, right?
Yes, be manifested. Mm-hmm.
And then it says and we shall live again. That's everybody shall live again, right?
Yeah, you can see that.
I ain't saying it. That's what the text say. It says, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest. Now we talk about the righteous, right?
Yeah.
And the ungodly, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. So the righteous and the ungodly works are manifest and declared after death when they live again. Is that not what we just read?
Yeah.
Shalom.
Mhm. Hello?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to do after that kind of
That's what it is. I don't know what you want.
supposed to do after that kind
What,
of
what
stuff.
do you,
Now, the only reason why I was saying yeah, because it's echoing. I can barely hear you. I can hear bits and pieces of you.
all right, brother. Listen, try up next week. All right. So with that, Cat, you know what I'm saying, to water for joining from wherever you are tonight, and you know what I'm saying. I think this was a good show.
Yeah, it was. We should have a lot of clips. Got a lot of work for Shaw to do for Cross the Line Radio.
I had some fun.
Yeah, it definitely was some fun. Looking forward to next week.
Likewise, you gonna be here in person?
Yeah.
That's when it really turns up. All right. So with that being said, hey, shalom.
Hey, shalom. Yavashim Shabbat Thumb. Good work, Asha. Good work, Asha. Shalom.
Good work.